biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
And we're live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV and the Slide Job Racing Network, bringing you night number 1 here of the Super Dirt Modified Week charity event here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good view of that backstretch wall there. But man, we are in for a treat tonight. So first things first, we got the 358s that you're looking at right now. We're going to watch them for a real quick qualifying session. After that, we're going to watch the big blocks for a real quick 3-lap qualifying session as well. We're going to take the top 6 from each of those qualifying sessions. They're automatically going to make it to the main show on Friday night. The top 6 will participate in a 10-lap pole shuffle tomorrow night to set the starting grid for the top 6. So qualifying is going to be very important here tonight. And after the qualifiers, we're going to run a veterans and first responders qualifier and race here. They're going to qualify and then give us 20 laps. And the winner of that is guaranteed a spot in the 358 on tonight's feature event on Thursday. And if they would qualify their way in, you know, by already qualifying in the top 6 or racing their way in through the heats that I'm going to talk about later. If they end up racing their way in, then, you know, it's a possibility that second place ends up taking over as the provisional winner there for the veterans and first responders. So every position is really going to matter. We've had plenty of years doing these things where the guy who wins doesn't even need the provisional. You know, he's just out there for track time just to learn a little bit. So it ends up being the battle for second or third is what we're really looking at. That ends up turning into be that last qualifier spot. So you're going to see these guys go real hard tonight in that. That's going to be very important. Then after the veterans and first responders qualifier, we'll go to the 358 modifieds. Not sure how many heats we're going to have, but I imagine we'll at least have 2, possibly 3. And the top 6 from each of those will automatically make the main event on Thursday night. So the battle for the top 6 and everything is going to be real important. 6 is going to be the magic number. You definitely don't want to finish 7th or worse, or you know, you're going to have to race your way in tomorrow night and There are plenty of guys too who aren't here for qualifying because they've got something going on, what another, possibly work. So there's going to be some big names still in the show tomorrow night. So you definitely can't get too comfy. You've got to want to go hard. You gotta get kind of aggressive for that top 6, and aggressive right on the application for some of these guys. So it fits right in, and at the end of the day, it's all for charity. So they're just out here to have a good time, and hopefully there's no hard feelings. Everybody, gets along, behaves. But I imagine it's going to be that. To get on more than after the 358 20-lap heats, we'll do the same thing with the big blocks. Same thing, top 6 will make it from each of those. And then at the end of the night, we'll have the volunteer qualifier. So we're going to end the show. Probably a smaller field, not sure how many of the volunteers will get out. We normally get around, 8 to 10. Hopefully we get a little more than that. That would be nice. And then that'll finish off Tuesday, and then tomorrow night will be the last chance showdown. So you don't want to miss those. And I should be possibly here with you Thursday for the finale with Marty Sakala. The finale Thursday. That'll be the 358s. That'll kick off at 7 o'clock. They're going to go 75 laps. And then the big blocks. It says 8 o'clock. It might be a little later because obviously we'll have drivers in both races. So it'll roll almost as soon as that one's done. And guys like me and Marty get to get our promotional videos in and whatnot. But big shout out to all the following people, because we can't put on this amazing night for Mission 22 without Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, Regency Home Inspections, G-Stone Motors, Full Throttle Motorsports Team, Extreme eSpeed TV, Flatline Racing Bodies, Maurer Farm Management, Clarence, Iowa, and of course Velocity Race Design. So without you guys stepping up and helping sponsor, it's tough to raise as much money as we like to for these guys. So for what you guys do, we definitely we salute you, and it's awesome. Great charity here, Mission 22. We've helped them out for a couple years, and I couldn't imagine a better charity to help out. And this man that we're riding on board with, he always does this. As soon as I go on board, he pulls in the pits, I swear. He's got a spidey sense, but he's got a lot to do with progression of this car in this league. He's the head guy of the Super Dirt Car Series, so he loves this car. This is one of their main cars in the series, and he's been a big promoter of pushing charities with this car and just really opening up this car in the league. We run an open setup on Monday night. If you joined us last night, you saw that. And it's just, this car has been a lot of fun since it's got in here. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of throttle control. And if you can do those, you're going to set yourself up pretty well. But this man that we're riding, watching right now, we're going to see a couple cars painted in this variation. Not sure if they're just doing it for Charity Week or if it's going to be a deal for them, but I've noticed it. I noticed it last night. Full Throttle Motorsports Team. They're all running the red, white, and blue scheme. Pretty cool. This 32, not that any of those guys you can sleep on them, but this 32, do not sleep on them. The best we have in the Open Series on Monday night, he's leading the points through 7 weeks by almost a full race. So if we're going to have a coast-to-coast regular pull this thing off, I think him, possibly that 5 car of Isaac Salas. He's not on the track now. You've got to keep an eye out on those guys. And this is one of the other FTM guys that said he couldn't sleep on. Samuel Bachman right here. Similar paint job. Guy's been nothing but smooth. I mean, and he's got one of the best teachers. Like I say, his teammate is the points leader, and when you get to drive and follow someone of that caliber every night, you definitely it's going to rub off on you. And it's showing with him and his consistent finishes. You see the way it's real quiet. This thing shuts it down. Keeps it on the bottom. Gets great acceleration. Hammer down coming off, and you hear that baby start to sing as he enters turn 1. And yeah, it looks like in the middle of the corner he's losing some time, but because he doesn't have to go over that slick at all in corner exit. He's not losing that much time comparatively to the guy in front of him, as you see there. Right as I clicked out, the guy in front of him there, he gets a little sideways, loses the rear end. So all that speed that he was carrying through the middle of the corner kind of null and void because he loses grip on exit. And with the way Samuel Bachman is running that bottom, it's going to be interesting. And, you know, these guys right now, like I say, this is, it says practice, but all this is going to be is a qualifying session. So these guys right now, by just tearing the heck out of this track, they're doing themselves no favors. This is the track they're going to have to qualify on. So something a lot of these guys, I'm sure, aren't really used to. But at the same time, you know, guys like Greg Boydell here, you've got to take this and use it for a little race preparation. You know, if you maybe don't think you're going to qualify in the top 6, you've got to start racing on this track now. Realize what you're going to be in later. Because track time, experience, it's really going to matter. And that's why you see these guys really out there trying to push themselves. Oh, no, I'm Custom Kramer right now. Let's ride on board with him. Let's see what kind of look lines he's taking. So he's going to enter in through the slip. You see, then it's just going to kick sideways on him. You hear the motor, it sounds good, and then once it quits spinning and grabs there in the tack in the center, you hear it, it just dogs out. Got to keep these things straight. If you get sideways, you're just losing too much speed. And then these things, with it only being a small block motor, these 358s, it's all about speed. And there he is, you see freaking in the picture. There's that other one. You know, nothing on Anthony, but Isaac's been a little busy these past couple of years. He's a growing boy. He's an oil rig man now. Got to work a lot, so can't always race with us. But man, those past couple seasons, about a year ago, this was the guy right here. You know, you had to go through him if you planned on winning. And at the end of the day, I'm sure he'd admit it. He wasn't afraid to really go through you either. You got to be a little aggressive when you need to be, and he's one of those who knows when and where to draw the line, and he's pretty good at it. Should be getting ready to go to qualifying here. I think it's 7:10. I heard earlier was maybe the time, so we're gonna find out for sure here in about a minute. Let's see if it rolls us over. But if not, you know, we'll keep following some cars around the track, and we do right now have 35 cars. So I'm gonna give you my leaderboard there on the left side of the screen, and I'm gonna do my best, but they're gonna be coming at us hard. So guys that, I'm sorry if I sleep on you, people that aren't in C2C and I'm not really familiar with your name, but I'm going to try to follow the guys who I know are going to put down pretty decent times on this track. I've been watching their recent laps on the track while they've been out there. And Trent Verstraeten, his last lap, he's going to pull it in. He doesn't want to show the guys what he has, but I'll tell you, he ran a 16:45. And out of the people there, that was pretty quick. So Trent's going to be one of the guys who we're going to watch here. See if we can, who else pulls out on the track. I see, not familiar with Larry Moody, but I'm going to go against what I said. Larry Moody, I'm going to get you some TV time here as we pull out this 73 machine. I like that. At blue and gray, maybe a little white on the side. That thing looks pretty smooth, Larry. He's going to try to run the bottom here in 1 and 2, get as close as he can to those tires. Going to do the same in 3 and 4. And actually, you're looking at it, track did reset. So they're brand new track for everyone. So this makes it a little interesting here. Right now, Larry Moody was on pole. Jason Butterfield right now, man in the 93, he's on pole 15.6. The other guy in the 007 machine, Sam Bachman, 15.59. One of the quick guys I told you to watch out for. Dean Reynolds right now coming in P11, 15.78. Jason Butterfield, second time around, could not improve. Samuel Bachman right now, he is your quickest car. Looks like pretty much Jeff Barker here coming around lap number 2. Let's take a look. See if he can improve. Gonna roll in through 3 and 4. Looks to be pretty smooth. Probably wants to be a little bit lower though if he could. Let's see where Jeff's gonna slot in. P16. Oh, that's right. They're giving them 3 laps. I forgot because so Charlotte is a little weird track. It counts that first lap when you pull out. That's why everybody was a little slow. But Samuel Bachman, last lap, last time around, 15.69. Ooh, that is quick. Brian Lawson, came in quicker, but gonna finish P3. Let's see, J.J. Odell here. He's on lap number 2. Currently P8. Let's see if he can improve. And this is your last guy right now putting in laps. Falcon Smith as well, I guess, has 1 more to go. J.J. Odell, can he improve? No, gonna be slower, 15.72. Falcon Smith, though, he did improve in his last lap. 15.70, going to move him up to P18. Isaac Salas. Oh, man, somebody I expected to be a little faster than this. He's going to go the high line. And I think he's going to maybe watch this broadcast and maybe realize that wasn't where he wanted to go. He's going to go way slower. 16.19. So I'm going to try to see if I can get a word with your top 6 qualifiers. I think that's the plan. Oh, Isaac had 1 more lap left. Man, I keep forgetting they're doing 3. That's why he went up high. Oh, Isaac coming in P4. Oh, yeah, that extra lap. Alex Pomerleau here. He's still got to go. Let's see, it's not over yet. Not everybody had went out on the track right away, I think, so it takes a little bit for the software to update. But Alex Pomerleau, this might be it. Yep, and you hear the motor die down. That is going to be it. He's going to finish off last lap at 15.76. Not going to improve on his 15.66. And looks like, unless Matt Schaefer here has something to say something about it coming across the line. No, 15.81. 15.81. And I'm seeing all guys at 3 point. Sean Green maybe cut himself short a lap. I see 2.96. Mike Cranmer also 2.96. So those guys, if they did want to pull out, they would have another lap. But I don't think pulling out of the pits, they could get the speed. As you see right there, that view of the start-finish line. It's right on pit exit, so they go by it, and it wastes the lap. That's what I was saying. But top 6, Samuel Bachman coming in with the pole time, 15.58. Brandon Dittmer with a 15.60. Jason Butterfield with a 15.60 as well. I don't have down to the 1,000th on here, so that's going to be the difference. But Isaac Salas coming home P4, Trent Verstraeten P5, and Dylan Kinsey getting that coveted last transfer spot. So let's see if we get these guys up here in the booth. They are probably waiting for it to actually become official here. I'm not seeing anybody up in the waiting room. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find any of these guys. Little radio insider. We're all in a Discord, so trying to hunt for some of the names I see. Well, I'll tell you what. See 3 of them sitting in Venom Racing. Heck of a qual. 4 of them. Brandon Dittmer in there too. I forget about him. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start pulling up some of these guys. We move them up here. Hey, Isaac, Zach in the booth, man. Yo, Isaac, Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, P4. Oh, crap. I didn't realize P4. You should have came second. I should have brought Trent up first. I was going to go from bottom to top. I thought I was going to say P5. I thought you got P5. I looked at the list wrong. Well, coming on P4, that's better for you, I guess. Are you excited about making it straight to the pole shuffle?
Oh, dude, absolutely. I've actually been dealing with a lot of computer troubles. I'm on my friend's computer right now, and so it's not like my own pedals or setup or anything like that. So a P4 is plenty for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You couldn't tell a difference. You were super quick. You look good out there. But you got any strategy here for the pole shuffle tomorrow night?
Not yet, man. I mean, I think the being on the outside lane is going to help crazy. Um, Maybe just to get one or two. I mean, a front row start would be fantastic, but starting in the top three rows is it takes a lot of the pressure off. I think it's a pretty good opportunity to make it a three-peat. So pretty stoked for it.
Yeah, man. I said it before qualifying. You got to be one of the C2C favorites going in, and I'm rooting for you, buddy. So congratulations, and hopefully I get to interview you on Thursday.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Alrighty, that's Isaac. He's going to qualify P4. Give me a second here, Isaac. Don't curse on me. I'll move you back down here with your
No
teammates.
worries, man.
All right, we kicked him out there. Let's go ahead and let's bring up. I'm sure they got the warning there. Let's bring up the other one here. We'll have two out of the four. Gonna bring up Trent Verstraeten here. Hey, Trent, man, Shaggy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, dude, I should have brought you up first. I told Isaac I looked at the list wrong. I was giving you credit for P4. I thought Isaac got P5, but hey, man, straight to the show, dude. Can't complain, right?
No, not at all. That's what the goal was going into that qualifying. Just wanted to get one of the 6 spots and not have to worry about what could go down in those 20-lap heats.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right because I'm sure guys fighting for those top 6 spots, man, they're going to get the elbows out. So if you get yourself in safe, why not? Starting on the inside for the 6-man shootout tomorrow, you got any strategy? Do you think the bottom's the place to be, or do you want to get up top?
It all depends on I'm not too sure like what kind of track we're gonna have for that. So it all depends on the track, like where it's gonna be. But I'm hoping it's a fresh track and the bottom will be where to be.
Yeah, I obviously can't look at the session state like you guys. Did you guys know it was gonna reset there for qualifying, or did you think it was gonna carry over?
I wasn't too sure going into it. I found out probably about an hour before the session went up. I like looked at it and seen that it was resetting. So got a few laps in on that track state just to get comfortable with what it would be like. And yeah, just you can yeah. Some people knew, some people didn't. If you know where to check.
Well, hey man, congratulations, and hopefully you're in the podium there on Thursday night.
Yeah, thank you.
You're gonna run the big blocks too, right?
Yep.
All righty, man. Hopefully I get to talk to you again here. I'll send you back to the team. Good luck.
Sounds good.
That's Trent Verstraeten here. Let's see if we can bring up the other one here. Let's see if we can bring up Butterfield here.
Yep.
Hey, Jason. Zach in the booth, man.
Hey.
You got a copy?
I do, boss.
Well, heck yeah, man. P3, dude. And 4 Venom guys in the top 6. See, you guys playing that, right?
Yeah, I wish we could say that.
Yeah, dude. You guys really put it down. I couldn't watch everybody, but I imagine with this fresh track, did you run close to the tires as you could there? Were you running the inside line?
Yeah, I got down pretty close to him. I tried to get my angle right where I was getting a good exit out of the corner.
Now, we saw Isaac do it, and I forgot that you guys get the 3 laps here. Now, did you do the same thing as him? Is that kind of a strategy? Do you go hard that first lap, sacrifice the second lap by running the high side in 3 and 4, and then go aggressive again on lap 3?
I kind of fudged my first lap. That was I think that was my slowest one. And I just tried to keep it smooth, to be honest with you. I just tried to be smooth.
Well, it worked, dude. P3, can't complain about that. Congratulations. Are you going to run the big block?
Yep, I'm in the session now.
All right. Well, warn those guys that I'll get a wheelie. I'll hurry up here and get in there, but I'll send you back. Good luck, and hopefully I interview you again for a top 6.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yep, take it easy. That's Jason Butterfield, and I don't see Samuel Bachman, but the Spider Monkey, I do see him, and he is always a good interview, so he's going to be the last one we get to. Brandon, P2, man, tell us about it.
I got lucky.
Oh, yeah, right. This guy, man, you eat too much humble pie. You're one of the best we got. That was a heck of a lap, man.
Not in a modified, man. I do not like these things one bit.
Well, the rest of the field better hope you don't start to like them before Thursday night. Do you have a strategy going into the pole shuffle tomorrow? Do you want to pinch Samuel Bachman down, maybe try to take away P1 right away?
I don't know. I'm not gonna try to be too aggressive.
Oh, come on, you're guaranteed 6th.
I know. I might be guaranteed 5th because I don't think Isaac's gonna be there. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to make Thursday. Honestly, I'm going golfing in the afternoon. I don't know if I'll be back in time.
Oh man, well I'll try to delay the broadcast as much as I can. I'll see if I can do anything for you.
I'll be a long wait.
Well, Brandon, congratulations on the P2, man. You're gonna run the big blocks, right?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty. Hopefully we see you in the top 6, man. Congratulations.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna cut to a quick break here, and we will be back as soon as I get my butt up in the next session. So stick with us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Super Dirt Car Charity Week for Mission 22.
biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
And we're back for big block modified qualifying here at Super Dirt Car Week. We're here for Mission 22 this week. As you see in the videos, we're here to help wounded warriors. You know, it's not always just the physical elements you come home with. It's a lot more than that. So anyway, we can help these guys. We try, and following it says there that he's in the 16 car, but you see that double 17. Man who got the pole last time. Top of the charts right now, Samuel Bachman. So got to keep an eye out on him. I imagine most of these guys rolled in as the session was fresh, so all these guys were in small block qualifying. So here we go. No time wasted. They're gonna roll over, and I heard from a little bird that the 73 car we followed around earlier of Larry Moody, right here, one of the original Oshweekend Outlaws. So what an honor to have him running with us tonight. And we're going to stick around, and we're going to show you what it's like to ride on board with an Oshweekend Outlaw here as he gets ready to take the green flag. A lot of yaw in there, probably a little more than he would have liked, but he set himself up pretty good for corner exit. Not as much yaw on entry, you see. He's probably a little more comfortable with that straighter, kept a little more speed. This should be a pretty good time as we start to see times roll in, and right now it is. He is on top with a 1550, but Samuel Bachman, this man right here, pole sitter in the 358s, took it over again with a 1544. Very quick time there. Oh, maybe not so happy with that. So he's gonna reset. But I don't think he realizes that this is right there as he passes the line. I think that should waste the laps. That's gonna hurt Samuel. But Dean Reynolds now coming in his last lap with a 1545, moving him to P2. Dylan Kinsey right now is P3. Jeff Barker moving to P1. Wow, that's a shock. Nothing against Jeff, but I guarantee you he would have told you he didn't think he was going to be sitting on the pole there. What a lap for Jeffrey Barker with a 1543. Going to knock this man right here off the pole. And oh, no! That man right there, his reset worked. Going back for that final good lap. He's going to move to a 1539 there. So he's going to take the pole back over. It's going to move Jeff Barker to second. Dean Reynolds still P3. Let's see if he gets faster. 1560. He's going to stay right where he is in P3. Brian Lawson, let's see if he can improve. He's P11 right now. And he does not with a 1557. Falcon Smith last time around 1547 moves him up into the P5 or top 5 P4 position. Can he get quicker? No. 1565. He's going to deal with that 1547. But good lap for him. Let's see. Ryan Hunsinger's on the track. You know, in the 112 machine. Can he get quicker? No. He's going to stay with a 1582. So he's going to be in P20. Alex Pomerleau. See here. Does Alex move up to P22 with a 1568? He went out late. This is his last lap right here, so this lap does count. See his final time through 3 and 4. Can he pick up any speed here? And he does. Moves up to P19. He's going to gain 4 spots on that, so not going to put him up in the top 5 like he would have liked, but oh, and actually, Alex went out way late. I need to be quiet. This is fine. Good thing he can't hear me or I would have distracted him, but that lap was a little slower, so I may have jinxed him a little bit. That was a 1569, so he's going to have to stick with P19 here, but the man, Samuel Bachman, he just knows how to get it done. He proves it every time. see if we can find. Well, I know we have Trent. Let's see if we can go hunting for these guys. All right, so we got Dylan in the waiting room. We've got Dino in the waiting room. We've got Samuel Bachman in the waiting room, so Samuel's there this time. Let's pull up Trent Verstraeten. Well, Trent, you did it again, man. P6. What's the trick?
Yeah. I don't know. Just run the bottom, I guess. I got lucky there. I didn't think I was gonna. I wasn't feeling too confident about those laps, but luckily was able to hold on to that last spot. And yeah, we'll see what we can do come Thursday.
Well, you put yourself in a good spot, man. You don't have to worry about none of the bull crap tomorrow, and you're guaranteed a top 6. I told Isaac the same thing, man. I want to see aggression tomorrow night from you guys. That should, those things, we should see some fireworks at the end of those shows.
Oh yeah, the pole scrambles are definitely gonna be fun because we don't really got much to lose. So I'm sure people will be throwing some sliders, and it'll be interesting. That's for sure.
Well, all right, Trent, man. Well, like I say, you made both of them. Good luck tomorrow night, my man.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Trent Verstraeten, P6 qualifier. Let's go ahead and pull up Dylan Kinsey here. Dylan, man, congratulations, P5. You made the other show too, didn't you?
Yeah, yes, sir. I got 6 and 358 fifth tonight.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I couldn't find you in the Discord to pull you up for the interview. But now I saw you in the waiting room here, so works out. We can knock both of them out. Well, you and Trent, man, 2 for 2. What's the trick, Dylan?
Oh, just a lot of us teammates talk during where we think where the line's going to be and everything, so that helps out a lot. And just laps, turned a lot of laps. We did a practice race over the weekend, so just practice. That's one thing I learned from Isaac. You just got to practice, run laps, and I was a little cautious with big block on the bottom. I didn't want to hit the tires. I probably could have went a little faster, but I want to be a little safe.
Well, you playing it safe was definitely the smart move because you guaranteed yourself a way in. I asked Trent the same question. You're guaranteed a top 6 tomorrow. Am I going to get to see some fireworks?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it. I'm definitely I'm gonna let loose a little bit probably. I mean, everybody's in the show, but I'll keep it clean. But I'll use my doors if I have to a little bit.
Amen, man. There's nothing. Nobody's encouraging anybody to go in there and take anybody out. But if you're racing for the pole, last lap, nothing wrong with using up those side panels a little bit. You got 24 hours to change them and get them ready for Thursday night. So I want to see a good show, Dylan. But congratulations, man, and you're in both shows.
All right, thanks a lot, Chapman.
All right, that's Dylan Kinsey here. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up Falcon Smith here. Hey, Falcon, man. Shaggy in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Zach. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. So you're a little newer. I've never seen your name before. How'd you find out about this?
Run with a few guys that are in here in some other leagues. Saw the race this week for a great cause. Good format. Always like to support Mission 22 and veterans. So I figured we'd come out and play.
Hey, amen, man. You said it. Mission 22, great cause. I mean, what would a bunch of guys who love racing rather race for? You know what I'm saying? That's got to be what we're all about at the end of the day. But you made the show, and I'm gonna ask everybody this question, Falcon. Since you're guaranteed the top 6, am I gonna see some fireworks tomorrow in the pole scramble?
I mean, shoot, tomorrow you gotta let her all lay out, man. Especially in that pole scramble. You're already locked in. You're guaranteed starting in the top 6. It'd be nice to get up there and start on the front row and kind of set the pace for the 100 lappers. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, man, I think you're exactly right. And, nobody else said that, but it's a very key point. You're going to want to set that pace because you know as well as I do, 100 laps on that right rear tire. That's going to be a lot of work. So you got to pace yourself and you got to know when to go. And, if you're the man out front, you can control that pace. So I think you hit the nail right on the head, Falcon. And man, I wish you nothing but luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see what we can do here the rest of the night. We kind of botched the 358s a little bit in qualifying, but we'll see if we can put it in the show there too.
Sounds like a plan, man. I'm rooting for you. Let's get that top 6. I always like seeing new names in here, so go get them tomorrow, man.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you again before the week's over.
10-4. That's Falcon Smith, going to be your P4 qualifier. Let's bring up the man here. Well, Dino, you hooked it up, man. P3, tell us about it.
Well, now I know what I did wrong in the 358. So, we were talking in the Discord, and I didn't realize the track was going to be hugging the tires in the 358s. I kind of went a lane and a half up, and I think I'm going to start 4th in the heat, which is okay. But the goal was top 6 in both. But a couple of the FTM counterparts got that, so I'm happy for them. And but yeah, then we put it together in the big blocks, and so we'll run the pole shuffle tomorrow for the big blocks.
Yeah, and like I say, I've asked everybody this question, Dino, so you're no different. You're going to get it. Am I going to get some fireworks tomorrow in that pole scramble since you're locked into the top 6?
Sam just told me I had told Shaggy that I'm going to use a rub rail. No, I think we all talk a good game, but I think when we get in there, we're gonna be fine. Because really, when you're, especially in the big blocks, you've got a 100-lap race, and now with tire wear, because remember, Shaggy, the last 2 Super weeks that we did, there was no tire wear, so you can run as hard as you want. I don't think it really. I think if you start anywheres in any of these races with the tire wear, I think you got a chance. Now, do you want to start up front, so you don't have to come through the field and get caught up in some stuff? Yes, but I'm just going to use the pole shuffle just to have a little fun, get a little TV time, and just learn a little bit. I might run a couple lanes that might not be the fastest, but see how the car feels, and then. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be back on my own rig. I'm on a borrowed rig right now, and so this is all a learning deal for me.
Man, Isaac's on the borrowed rig too. There's something about borrowed rigs tonight, bringing some speed.
I lost my hard drive, and so I ran last night in a borrowed rig. I couldn't get the headphones to work, so I was listening to the engine sounds through a speaker, and this rig doesn't have V3 pedals, so I don't know what I'm spinning the wheels. So I'm like. But now at least I got the headphones on and I can hear wheel spin and stuff like that. So that's helping. But it's a good rig. My friend Mike Mallett, he's in Montana vacationing. He gave me the code to get in his house. And, I just got to thank him for letting me use his rig.
Yeah, big shout out to Mike, man, because we don't know what we would have done without you. I gave you so much love, Dean. And, we really appreciate for all you've done for this 358 and big block class. The end of the day, it's Roger's baby, but without you pushing this, I know this class wouldn't have advanced like it did. So we really owe you a lot for that, Dean.
Well, and I enjoy it. I mean, with me being the Super Dirt Car Series and Dirt Car Northeast series directors, and I get to watch these 358s and big blocks my whole life, and get to watch them 80, 90 times during the year. So I got a lot of love for them, and as you know, Shaggy, they're fun to drive on the sim. Actually, they're a lot of fun to drive, and so. Yeah, I'm glad people are getting in. I wish some more of the sprint car guys would have came down and tried it, but we got 51 guys that entered, and there might be some more tomorrow, and very happy with that. I told Roger the goal was 50, and we hit that, and so that's a good field.
Yeah, for sure, Dean. Well, I wish you nothing but the best of luck here, and looking at the list, you are going to be P4 in Heat 1. So after this veterans race, man, hopefully I'm talking to you again.
Sounds good, Shaggy, and thanks to everybody that joined, and let's not forget Mission 22. We're all here for that, for the charity. If I finish in a position where there's money, I'm going to give it back, and let's hope we can give them a good number.
Yeah, yep, you're right. You're exactly right. That's what it's all about, and that's why we're here. So congratulations, Dean, on that P3, man, and like I say, hopefully I talk to you again.
All right, Zach. Thanks a lot, man.
All righty, that's Dean Reynolds. Let's go ahead and find Jeff Barker. I see him sitting down there. He didn't move up to the waiting room. He's probably trying to hide, but he is not going to hide from this because Jeffrey Barker, P2, my man, what a lap.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was just as surprised as everybody else.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I said on the broadcast. I said, you're probably the cleanest guy I've ever raced with. If you ever make a mistake, first person to pipe up and apologize. And, you're normally worried about other people, but when you have that clean track out there in qualifying, man, you got to show that you've learned a lot out there.
Yeah, thanks. I ran a security lap first just to make sure I was going to get in the show. Then I tried something on the second lap. It didn't work, and I went back to basics on the third lap, and I got a good time.
Yeah, you aren't kidding. Samuel, he messed up lap 2, and I caught it on the broadcast. He reset in the pit so he could go out and run the high line for a big lap 3. Man, if he's not aware enough to do that, Jeff, you're the pole sitter. So that was a heck of a lap, man. And you're going to carry that momentum off into the pole shuffle. Am I going to see some fireworks?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try. We get what we get, but I'll try hard.
Yep. Well, Jeff, man, best of luck to you, and I hope you get to start on that front row and set the pace because Dean brought up a good point. 100 laps, first time we've ever had to do it with tire wear. So I wish you the best of luck, Jeff.
All right. Thanks, sir.
All right. That's Jeff Barker, your P2 finisher. And here he is. I didn't see him in Discord the last time for the 358s, but we'll knock them both out here. Samuel Bachman, man, pole sitter in both.
Yeah, it feels really good going into tomorrow. Well, I guess got a pole scramble tomorrow, but feels good knowing that I'm already locked into the feature.
No, yeah, it's got to, and there's nothing wrong with this, so don't think I'm calling you out or anything, because I do the same thing. I happen to be watching you on the broadcast. You did such an aware thing, Samuel, stopping that lap in 3 and 4 and resetting that car so you could really get a good run. And that got you the pole, man. Like, tell us a little bit about being aware like that, because not everybody goes that extra mile.
Well, I noticed that in both the cars, the tires got warm already. So, I mean, your best lap's normally going to be on your lap coming out of the pits because you're on fresh tires. So I was telling the guys in the FTM Discord to forfeit your second lap if it's not going to be better and go back to the pits and then go back out there and run it in and then get your third lap in, and normally it's going to be close or most likely better. And it worked out in the big block, and it's pretty nice, to be honest.
Yeah, man. That's a trick that I've never really shared before that I like to use as well. But hopefully not everybody's paying attention. I didn't know you were going to give out all the information, but dude, Sam, you worked it to a T, man. Pole in both of these. Are you going to go out and protect like hell in the pole scrambles, or you kind of okay with finishing maybe second or third since it's a long races?
I'm hoping I can just drive away, but I know there's a couple fast guys in there, so I know I'm going to have to do a little defense, because it'd be nice to stay out front the whole race and lead it, because then you stay out of trouble.
Yeah, you're right, man. If you keep that nose clean, you get to set the pace. And have, not to get too much information from you, but have you guys messed around with 100-lap races here to experiment with the tire wear yet?
We've done 100-lap races, but I guess we haven't practiced just for this. But, I mean, I've done 75, 100, 150-lap races before in a 358 in big block.
Oh, so if you're going 150, you ain't worried about 100 then. You got it under control.
Yeah, gotta make a couple pit stops sometimes.
But, yeah, well, Sam, man, you did what you had to do. Front row for both of these. Congratulations, and hopefully Marty and I are interviewing you on Thursday.
Hopefully.
Well, congratulations. Take it easy, Sam. That's going to be your pole winner for the 358s and the big blocks. You're looking at the car right there, that red, white, and blue paint job. He stole the fire from Anthony Morano. Anthony, very consistent so far this season, but not able to get in the top 6 in either car. So he's going to be a car we're going to have to look at here, as I'm going to roll a little video for us in between this, but we will be right back with you on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Super Dirt Modified Week charity event supporting Mission 22. So stick around. We'll be right back.
I love it, Molly. They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
Our love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
There you go. You can hear the engines rumbling there. Got 5 or 6 cars sitting on pit road. This is the volunteer first responder race that I was telling you about. So this will lock in a. If you win this thing, you're guaranteed a. I think it's maybe P25 for the 358 race. It's the first qualifier. Or not qualifier, I believe. Yeah, we're taking 24, so it should be 25. And then they normally do they'll do a charity raffle for P26. So If you don't race your way in, always remember, you can buy your way in, and there is nothing wrong at all with buying your way into a charity event. I don't care what anybody says. Especially when the money is going to Mission 22, and great cause. Great cause for this. So right now we're following Bob DeGood. He's one of our more senior veterans here. He's getting really good at these as of late. These in the late models, sprint car as well. So this new build has kind of done Bob wonders. He's on lap number 1 here. Let's see what kind of time he puts in. Lap number 1 for Bob DeGood is going to be a 15:71. Scott Rayone right now with quick time with a 15:57. Jeffrey Barker with a 15:65. Let's see Scott Rayone if he can get faster the second time around. Can he? No, he can't. 15:73. So Brian Lawson now 15:64. Good lap for Brian. It's going to move him to P2. Michael Vitale in the 213 coming up to P3. Showed none of these guys listened to that interview and took his advice. Junior Bachmanton reset for that third lap. That's something I always like to do here. But see, guys, nobody really improved there on their final laps. Well, I'm a liar. Brian Lawson 15:64, but he's going to stay P2. But he did improve. So. Go ahead and, we're just gonna give quick thanks here. They're just waiting, let's go ahead. We got Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Big shout out to them tonight for sponsoring. Got Regency Home Inspections, Velocity Race Design, Full Throttle Motorsports. They're always helping out. G-Stone Motors, Maurer Farm Management. I mean, we can't do it without you guys. So we really appreciate you guys sponsoring and stepping up and, helping us put on a good show. But looks like it's time for me to get a little busy here. Looks like it's grid time here. Let's give you the starting order. We've got Brian Lawson on the outside of the front row, Scott Rayome on the pole in number 4. Michael Vitale's coming off P3 in 213 is outside. Jeff Barker in the 513. The final row tonight in our volunteers race is going to consist of Bob DeGood in P5 and Michael Vecchio in the 007 on the outside. Should be a pretty good race here. So we'll get ready. The pace car is going to go off. We're going to go this time by. We're going to sit up here in the... Going to get to... Take a look from where I'm sitting tonight up here in the booth.
Green flag, green flag.
As the green flag is out, Scott Rayome looks for a good jump into turn 1. Able to get it done. He's going to try to slide up in front of the number 9 machine of Brian Lawson. This is that guaranteed spot, so you're going to see guys go hard. If they win this thing, no big deal if they don't finish in the top 6 tonight in their league. So you're really doing this for comfort. Michael Vitale, though, he's trying to go to work on that 9 car, Brian Lawson. He's going to get a big run. 3 and 4, not going to be able to stay to the door, though, as they cross the start-finish line, start lap number 3. Still going to try to look on that inside. Not going to be able to get it done, though. Right now, Scott Rayome, though, he's loving seeing Vitale go to work on Brian. It gives him a chance to try to check out, but Brian says, nah, man, I got that fishing pole set. I'm right on you. You're not going anywhere. Go ahead and let's ride up in the drone camera here for a little bit. Let's see how close Brian Lawson's actually getting there. You see he's right behind, going to stick his nose under there. Maybe think about saying peekaboo. I'm here. Almost hits the touring tire, Brian Lawson. So close he could autograph that thing. Wow. Only we could go take a look at that tire. I'd love to see if he left a little rubber on there because, man, he got so close. not going to push it this time. You see, he really paid for that with his lap time. Rayum really able to clear the gap. He had to give himself the heebie-jeebies there on entry. Brian Lawson, he got that line. He gave it some slack. He said, run away a little big boy, tire yourself out. Now he's reeling him back in. Treating Scott Rayum like he's a big marlin. Brian is just reeling him in, getting closer and closer, about a half a tenth faster every lap. Just setting the pace. You got to make sure you're there on the last lap. You don't need to go get him now, but you got to give yourself a chance. And giving yourself a chance, Michael Vitale not really doing that, kind of letting the front two walk away, and Bob DeGood behind him. Him and Jeff Barker in almost identical machines. Look at that, pretty neat. Hey now, good looking piece of machinery, Mr. Barker and Mr. DeGood. We go back up front, Brian Lawson trying to diamond out of 3 and 4. He gets enough to get there. Hey, now this is the furthest he's been along. With just no grip in the center of the corner. Going to lose that rear end and just going to have to slap back up in line and try to regain some speed. As you see, Michael Vitale must have heard me picking on him, because here he comes. Nah, man. I'm the one with the fishing pole. But Michael Vitale, he's carrying a lot of speed there on the entrance of 3 and 4. It seems like that's where he's maybe making up a lot of time. Brian Lawson maybe not as comfortable with the car now that the line's moved up from the bottom. He was really quick down there on the bottom, but now, you got to be in that middle groove to pass. He's pegging these, he just maybe even wants a caution to run some laps, try to widen this track up, because right now, if you're Brian Lawson, it is so hard to make a pass. And that goes the same for the 213. He's reeled these guys in. He had gave up about a 1.5-second gap almost on first place. He's cut it back down to he's half a second from the leader. And he's quick, but he's just nowhere to go. Everybody wants to be in that middle line right now. And here with 4 to go. We're on lap 17. Everybody's running out of time. Brian Lawson, if he's got anything in the tank, he's got to use it, because that 213 is going to be all over him for P2. Like I say, every position matters. Let's say Scott Rayum ends up finishing in the top 6 in his heat. He ain't going to want this. He'll start better from that starting position, so he'll forfeit that to the 9. So that battle for second really is going to mean something, as we're 2 to go. Entering turn 3 here for your second to last time, as we're about to get the white flag here, this time by. Fred's waving the white flag. Does Brian Lawson have anything for that leader? We're going to take a look here. Try to watch, see if he can throw a deep slider. He's going to think best of it. Just stay in line. Hope Scott races his way in, and hope he races himself in as well. Hopes he doesn't need this, but your final finishing order: Scott Rayum in the 4, Brian Lawson in the 9, Michael Vitale in the 213, Bob DeGood in the 7. Your top, rounding out the top 5 is going to be Jeff Barker, and your final finisher is going to be Michael Vecchio in the 007. But, that's one of those things, like I say, hopefully, they don't need it. But we're going to go back and just take a look at these boys, get one final run in. We're going to give them a second here to get up to the waiting room. All right, I see him in there now. We're going to go ahead and bring up Michael Vitale to the waiting room, your
I
P3 finisher
was.
tonight. Hey, Michael. I'm sorry, man. I pulled you out of that conversation, pulled you up to the
That's
booth,
good.
brother.
That's all. You're all good.
Well, you won last night, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct.
Well, you're able to carry that momentum. I know not a lot of guys here, but in your defense, I really came to your aid. They kind of walked away from you. I thought you were out of that. But you ran them down there that second half, but it just seemed like on this track, Mike, nowhere to go for you.
Yeah, that was just it. I was on the break a little too much. Kind of didn't want to get into Brian there. Like you said, it wasn't too many places to go to keep the momentum going. So I think I kind of just went in there a little too hot and just had to hit the brake a little bit, and that just lost that momentum. So they pulled away from me a little bit. But it's a learning experience, and we'll keep moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not the end of your night, right? I'm going to see you in some heat races here soon.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, Mike, I'm rooting for you to get a top 6. I want to see you in that main event on Thursday, brother.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
All right. That's Michael Vitale, your P3 finisher. We've heard from this man plenty of times in the past couple weeks. One of the quickest we have in here. Brian, man, you were all over him. Just seemed like I told Mike. It just seemed like you guys had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it was tough. If I hit it perfect many laps in a row, what was working for me was going in up top and then really kind of letting off and getting that run in that almost mud down on the bottom coming off the corner. And it was really allowing me to get a run on them. And I got to the inside of him that one time, and I don't know if I just hit the wrong angle or what, but I had to get on the binders really hard to keep from hitting them. And, and just talking to him, he said it actually, he knew he was that I was down there. So he kind of went up a little bit, and he said it actually helped him because he found more grip up there. So he stayed up there, and, that was pretty much it. I mean, I felt like I may have been gaining on him a little bit there at the end, but, I knew Mike was coming too. But, both of them, congrats to Scott. And, Mike had a great run too. It was a fun race.
Yeah, you guys put on a good show, but you're starting on the front row here for the second heat, so hopefully you didn't need this thing anyway. Hopefully we get you finishing in the top 6, but, always trying for that assurance. Good run there, Brian, and like I say, man, hopefully I'm interviewing you again tonight.
All right, thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, congratulations. It's Brian Lawson, your P2 finisher, but let's bring up the man here. Scott Rayome, man, you got out front, and it seemed like you did enough. You were holding the racing line. Didn't seem like there was too much to go. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, that probably wasn't the fastest car out there, but I just kept running the same line, and then Brian got underneath me the one time, and I drifted up into the little bit of crumbs there, and the car just shot off the corner, and felt pretty comfortable there. The guys in Discord were watching me and spotting for me, telling me just keep running that and you should be okay. So I just kept trying to hit my marks at the same spots each time, and I don't think I was the fastest car there. Brian was definitely all over me, but
hey man, it's
just enough.
What do they say in racing? It's one thing to catch a guy, and it's another thing to pass him. So it's an art in itself to be able to defend like that, and you hear that car behind you and be able to keep your rhythm, and that's exactly what you did. You didn't mess up, and that's all you needed tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to see you in one of these other heats tonight, right?
I think the first heat in the big block or the 358s. I'm not sure where I'm at in the big blocks, but
all right, yeah, I'm trying. Oh yeah. Heck, you're on the pole, Scott. Hopefully, you don't even need this last position here. Hopefully, you can forfeit that to somebody else and make your way in through the top 6, right?
I'm okay with that too.
Well, that's going to be the goal tonight, Scott. Hopefully, I found out from the boss man I'm going to be interviewing the heat winners, so hopefully I'm interviewing again here next.
We'll see, man. It'll be a little different this time. There's a lot more cars out there, and I don't know. I just don't really feel that comfortable out there, and just can't quite get the hang of them with these fixed setups. But we're gonna do what we can.
Well, that's all you can do, Scott. Congratulations on the win, man. And, worst comes to worst, you're locked in there. So good job,
right,
bud.
Thank you.
That's Scott Rayome, your winner tonight of your volunteer race there. Our volunteers and I believe it's our first. Oh, wait, no. That was veterans and first responders. Excuse me. So I said that wrong the whole time. I'm terrible. I should have known when Jeff Barker was in there because he's a military veteran. So excuse everything I've said this whole time. That was the Veterans and First Responders race, and I should have done a better job thanking you guys, and will do a better job now that I know I messed up. But we'll get to the volunteers later. But coming up next, we're going to be bringing you, it should be three different 358 modifieds, 20-lap heats here with the top 6 making each show. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
One, two, three. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
Our love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
All right, so what would I do without Mr. Jeffrey Barker? He kindly let me know that the volunteers race is next, so I almost entered the wrong race. Hats off to you, Mr. Barker, for letting me know. And you know, it looks like Jeff is going to run this thing. He's going to use it for track time. You see Jeff out here. It's like I say, he is literally, that is track time, because we watched that man qualify P2, so he's in the show. You know, I guess technically if he wins, he may be allowed a to pass that torch to an individual of his choosing. I don't know how that really works. I think it normally goes down the order, but you know, there's a first for everything. We'll have to find out here. But these guys getting ready to qualify here. Let's take a look at Brandon Templeton. It's going to be one of the first cars out on the track here. The 31 machines. He's been a fire in these lately. These in the late models. He's just been coming on at the end. But with the problem he told us last week, he's been having a lot of trouble with that, saving that right rear tire. And it's going to be 100 laps. He's going to need to save that tire. See, got in the wall there a little bit. That's probably not going to help this lap out too much. It will scrub a little bit of speed. We'll have to see what kind of time he puts in here. He will be the first car to put in a lap at a 15:45. Still very quick. Dino, he's going to park at P3 right now, 15:52. B-temp. Look at Jeff Barker, man. He figured it out. He figured this car out. Right now, he's on the pole, 15:40. Anthony Morano, P2, 15:45. These guys, man, they just, no wonder I can't drive anymore. They just find all this speed. I don't know where they're finding the speed. And Anthony's going to get into the wall that lap, so he's going to do it. You know, that's the man right now. Should be getting ready to, I think, roll into iRacing here. Let's see here. Jump this thing up to live. Yep, everybody's just in the pits right now, so you know, we'll just give you a quick rundown of this. Whoever, you know, wins this race guaranteed a spot in the big block modifieds P25. So, like I say, Jeffrey Barker, he's already in the show, but track time, Anthony Morano, he did not qualify himself in. I can't remember. Maybe Brian Lawson was able to qualify himself in. I don't. Maybe Barker's the only one. Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, he talked to us a little bit about not knowing if he could make the show or not. But let's see, let's give you the starting grid here. Jeffrey Barker in the 513 is going to roll off on the pole. Anthony Morano is outside in the 32. B-temp, Brandon Templeton, the inside of row number 2. To his outside, Dean Reynolds. The inside of row number 3 is going to be the 9 of Brian Lawson. His outside, G.J. Brodell. Rounding out the field tonight, the 83 is going to be Brandon Dittmer, and to his outside, the 7 of Bob DeGo. So let's, pace car should, believe I saw the pace car dive in. Yeah, it did. Jeffrey Barker will lead us to the green flag here.
Green flag.
20 laps. Don't go anywhere. We still have, if my math's correct, counting these 20, 140 laps to go here tonight at Charlotte. So gonna be a late night. Don't go anywhere here. Jeff Barker's gonna race him off into turn number 3 here. Gonna try to keep it on the bottom. That's where he was quick in qualifying. I look for him to be really good down there for, you know, I don't want to cut him short. Well, there he messed up a little bit, but 10 to 12 laps. And then I think we're gonna see that high side come in a little bit, that high middle, right where Anthony Morano is. And speaking of Anthony Morano, here he comes, taking over the lead, new leader on lap number 2. See, there's a battle for 3rd place heating up. Brandon Templeton and Brian Lawson. Brian Lawson all over the inside of that number 31. We saw him make the bottom line work in the small blocks in the last, the veterans race there. The veterans and first responders, and he really made the bottom line work. So I don't know if he's going to have the luck with the bigger motor or how it'll be. Normally we'll have a little more success, you think, in the big block. You get a little more acceleration off the bottom, but that being said, if the big motor can carry more speed around the middle of the corner, you're going to have luck. But right now, he's talking about experimenting earlier. Dean Reynolds, fastest lap on the track, P5. So he's trying to make up some time. You're in a 15:68. He's just got a hornet's nest in front of him. Nowhere to go. Let's ride on board with Dino. Really fighting that wheel going down the straightaway. You can see there too, corner entry. Wow, all these bumps. Really jerking it around. He's got those hand movements. That's what he's doing on his steering wheel. And you know, he did say he's on somebody else's rig, so he's maybe not as familiar, maybe having to fight the wheel a little more than usual. But man, he is quick. He's all over the back of Jeff Barker and Brian Lawson. Jeff Barker, the bottom, just kind of not working out for him. Just falling back from the pole, back to P4. And Brandon Templeton, he went down to the bottom. Now Brian Lawson says, man, you're going to open the door? Thanks. Going to go up there and try to eat. And he is eating. He's really letting it go. Not able to beat him to the line, but side by side. And it's going to maybe force Brandon to throw that slider, but Brandon's going to keep it down there. Brandon's a good racer. Now, is he going to park it up there? No, and Brian Lawson's going to beat him to the line. So at the halfway point, if we were going to caution this time, Brian Lawson's new P2, but that man out front in that 32, he's who I told you had to be one of the coast-to-coast favorites. And, you know, even if he'd have to take this P25, 100 laps sounds crazy. Zach, can't be done. No way, Shaggy. How could it be done? Well, we've seen it done before. I believe it was Logan Wentz. 2 of these Mission 22s ago, maybe even the first one. Believe Dean Reynolds maybe bought the last spot for him. He had to start 26th, not even 25th. And by God, he won. So don't tell me you can't come from the back in 100 laps. If you know what you're doing, you navigate through those wrecks, plenty of time to go get it done. So you just got to make sure you're in the show, and that's what this is all about. Brian Lawson is not going away. He's not going to let Brandon Templeton get that bottom back. He's like, you hit me that high side, I'm going to stay up here. Even if Brandon does look maybe a little bit quicker, but then as I say that, he lets the door open for Brandon, but he's going to float it up and going to force Brandon to maybe think about that slide job. Brandon not going to be able to get it done. He's got to keep it down there. And guess who? Dean Reynolds, P4. He's coming. He's all over there. One mistake from those two, and he's right there. But Anthony Morano out front, letting that lead come back a little bit. They're running him down. It was up to about 3/4 of a second, down to 7/10 now. So only half a tenth. But if they keep racing like they are back there, he's going to check out. As we're coming out of turn 4, 3 to go this time by. Your leader, Anthony Morano, he just wants this thing to stay green. Brandon Templeton, fastest lap of the race last time, 15:67. B-Temp has found something. 2/10 quicker than your leader last time by. 1681 to a 1698. Are we going to get fireworks on this last lap? Brandon Templeton coming up to the right rear, white flag. Going to look for a big run here in the middle of 1 and 2. He's right there. Oh, he's going to get the right rear in the wall. Can't think about the slider. Still in the wall. Brian Lawson, can he take second away? No, he's not going to be able to. Your winner, Anthony Morano in the 32. Second to 31 of Brandon Templeton. Rounding out the top step of the podium is going to be the number 9 of Brian Lawson, followed by Dean Reynolds, Jeff Barker, Greg Boydell, Bob DeGood, and the Spider-Man. Great race. But Anthony Morano, he is your man tonight, and I believe we're going to try to... I think that's the heats. We'll probably try to get all 3 up here. If all 3 come up, we'll pull them up. We'll see what happens. But just going to go ahead and wait on these guys. As Anthony Morano, he's already up in the waiting room. Here they all come. Let's do it in order. Let's start with P3. Brian Lawson, man. Hey, dude, you're up here again. Congratulations.
Yeah, long time no talk, huh?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Well, we both know this thing is kind of about track time. None of you guys want to use this provisional. You want to race your way in for sure. But did you learn anything out here?
A little bit maybe. I'm really kind of liking the bottom coming off, but I think it goes away. So I think it's a matter of finding when that's the fast line and not overusing it and being able to adapt as the race goes on.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right because if you go down there and slide too much, it seems like you heat up those tires and then it's real tough to use. So, got to be selective
Yeah.
when you use it, and you don't want it to go away. But Brian, congratulations, man, and like I say, hopefully you don't need to fall on a provisional here if it would come back to you. Hopefully you race your way in, but if not, you put yourself in a decent spot.
We're gonna give her hell.
All right, man, you got to do that. That's Brian Lawson, your P3 finisher. Let's go ahead and bring up P2 here. Brandon Templeton, man, you found some speed at the end of the race. It just seemed like you found it a little too late. Talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, I gave it everything I had. I just didn't have enough for Anthony tonight. Kind of got pinned on the bottom there and got in a really fun, awesome battle, with Brian. And when we were side by side, kind of trading sliders and sharing the line there a little bit too wide, I think we were probably giving up a little bit of time. But once I was able to get clear of him, I was able to reel in Anthony there a little bit. I think, just
half a second in 3 laps. I'd say a little more than a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe just crawling the very inside, where that moisture stays along the tires in 3 and 4 is making a big difference for me. But other than that, it's just good fun race. Seemed pretty clean. I don't know if there's much contact going on, but it seemed like hopefully we don't have to review each other, so that'll help.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You guys don't want to be too rough, or you guys will have a busy night here. But man, you look good. You found some speed there at the end, and tell you the same thing I told Brian. None of you guys want to fall on this provisional anyway, so I'm sure you're just kind of using this for track time.
Yeah, definitely good practice, and I didn't get to be in the qualifying, and so I've got a pretty bad heat lineup spot, I think, and so just maybe have a backup plan if Anthony gets in, which I'm sure he probably will. Then at least
That's a pretty good backup plan. Yeah, yep, that's a pretty good backup plan there. I was kind of surprised he struggled as bad as he did in qualifying in both things, but he's one of those guys I think comes on as the track ages. But Brandon, so are you, man, and I look forward to seeing you in that 100-lap feature event. So get out there and qualify for me.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, Hogan's Landscaping, Lawn and Landscaping, Hammer Down Racing. You for doing the broadcast, everybody doing the league, and donate if you can, support Mission 22, and reach out to a veteran. So thanks.
Amen, man. That's what today's about, and thanks for shedding some light on that, Brandon. Congratulations on P2, and hopefully I talk to you again tonight.
Thanks.
All right, that's Brandon Templeton, and we'll bring up the man of the hour here, Anthony. Congratulations on the win, and I don't want to bum you out, but maybe are you not a fresh track driver? What was the struggle in qualifying tonight for these things?
The track was at 5%.
Yeah,
I am not
I'm
good
with
on
you.
a tacky track. I always race better than I qualify, so we'll have to see what happens here in the heats. I don't know how the track states are going to be for it, so we'll see. I think I'm starting third in the 358 heat and then second in the big block heat, so we'll see.
All right. Well, I mean, at least you're in that top 6 spot. And I'll tell you what, Anthony, you don't want to do it, but I talked about it on the broadcast. It was 2 years ago at this event. I believe it was maybe Logan Wentz. Dean Reynolds bought himself in. He started P26, and wouldn't you know it, in 100 laps, he came up there to pass Isaac Salas. So if anybody can do that, you're the man. You're the guy I'm putting my money on.
Yeah, thankfully, the tire wear model came out, and I do a lot of longer races, so I'm pretty good with the conserving the tires factor. So, I mean, I know my teammates we all run the longer races with different leagues, so we got lots of practice in that. So that'll probably, hopefully, come into our favor by the end of the night on Thursday. So that's the game plan. Just for the main races, just conserve tires and play it smart and try to stay out of trouble and go from there. But I mean, right now Sam's sitting prettiest. He got pole in both things, so that's hats off to him on that one.
Yeah, you aren't kidding there. Did I talked to Sam, not to make this go too long. They want me to hurry up, but I talked to Sam. Do you use that strategy like him and I do? Did you pull in there lap number 2, get fresh tires for lap 3?
I did not, but I should have listened.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I was surprised he said that so blatantly on the broadcast. I like I like to keep a little bit of secrets, but he came right out there and said it. But man, yeah, it works. And I don't know. You know as well as I do, that track's only going to stay fresh for 5 laps, and then you're going to get fast. So I'm sure they'll have to deal with you before the end of the race, bud.
Yeah, man, I hope so. I mean, 20 laps, I think there's 15 cars in each heat or something like that. So a lot of cars, 20 laps, the track will definitely widen out enough. So we'll give it all we got and hopefully make the show and be ready for Thursday night.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you again here, I guess, heat 3 for the small block. So go get a sandwich, get a drink some Gatorade, and get hydrated.
Will do. Thanks, Shaggy.
All right, that's Anthony Morano, your winner here of the Volunteers race. Very frequent flyer here on the podium, but we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to get right back at it with heat race number 1 for Super Dirt Car Charity Week. Stick around with us.
One, 2, 3. Love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffer from
Back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Live here with Shaggy TV on YouTube and the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Thank you for sticking with us here. We're finally going to get into some heat action here for the small blocks. We're going to get 3 20-lap heats here. This should be pretty exciting. Top 6 make it to the main event on Thursday. So we're going to send about half home in each race, make them go to the B main tomorrow night. Should be a pretty good show here. The grid was already set based off of earlier qualifying that you guys saw. Should roll straight in here. I'll bring up the grid for you as soon as I can get my hands on that sucker. And we'll give you the starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park here. Alright, let me bring up the starting grid here. Starting on the pole is going to be the number 4 of Scott Rayom. Days outside the 213 of Michael Vitale. Inside of row number 2 is going to be the 7 of Bob the Good. Days outside Dino Reynolds in the 79. Kurt Schatzler in the 218 is going to start on the inside of row number 3. Days outside the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. Now they want to move on me here. It's hard for me to look at that little screen that you guys do, but we're going to just read out the rest here. The inside of row number 4 is going to be Harold Klump in the 555. He's outside the 41 of Pat Boyce. Inside of row number 5 is going to be the 337 of Paul Thompson. Is outside the 07 of Preston Cramner. Rounding out the field is going to be the Bassman in the 747 and Ryan Hunsinger in the number 52 machine. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's pull the cameras up on the leader. Let's get a good look here. Pace truck's going to go around one more time. Gives me a little bit of a chance to do the grids, talk about the sponsors a little bit, so I always appreciate the extra lap here. Give me a time to maybe medicate myself a little bit too, if you know what I'm saying. Right now, the pace car is in the infield, and the number 4 car of Scott Rayom is going to be waiting here for Fred to fly this green flag and take off here. Let him roll. It's time to go play in the clay here in Charlotte. Let's go. Remember, you do want to win this thing, but the main battle here we're going to be watching. P6. So I am going to try to, every now and then, I'm going to hit us up in this battle box. We're going to try to keep an eye. This is your final transfer spot. This is going to be pretty important.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, and as you see, caution there. Jeff Barker and Kurt Schatzer, I believe. Let's see if we can't get us a replay of that. Jeff Barker in the 513, that black and white car. Gonna move up a little bit. See how Bob DeGood turns Kurt Schatzer, and there's nowhere Barker could go. So tough break there. Tough. Grid is hopping around. So yep, Michael Vitale was able to secure that P1 spot on Scott Rayom, able to beat him to the line. Scott Rayom, we saw he was able to win, lock himself in. The big blocks, I believe. That was the last one. It's a lot to keep up with, but I believe he had locked himself in one of those volunteer races. Maybe not, though. I may be talking out of my you-know-where. A lot going on tonight. A lot going on. Just had a little bit of trouble with the mic there button. So with the mic button there, folks. Sorry, I thought I was talking those last couple seconds. Finger slipped off, but pace car is off. We'll be getting ready to roll back to the green flag here as Michael Vitale has control this time, and he's going to get a good jump, big jump, able to really clear Dean and Scott. And Dino, look at that Mission 22 machine. Look at that pretty thing out there. I'm going to try to move that thing. He's like, hey, Scott, I got the red, white, and blue car. You know, I need to put this thing out in P2. Battle USA Pride. But let's go back here right now. This is where it's at. Ryan Hunsinger in the number 52. He is in your last transfer spot here, P6. So you know nobody wants to be on that bubble, but you don't want to be too aggressive and lose that 6th spot. So got to be real smart here if you're Ryan Hunsinger. Not much has changed. Michael Vitale still the man out front. Scott Rayom still the man in second. Battling side by side with Dean Reynolds. So they're just going at it. And right now, boys, you're in the show. Behave. Remember, too, these are the small blocks. A little different than what we had just seen on the track most recently. They don't have them near the motor that the big blocks do. So they're going to stay focused on that middle bottom a little longer than we saw the previous cars. And right now, Ryan Hunsinger still holding down to P6. He's got almost a 7th, 10th gap there back to Pat Boyce in the 41. And Kurt Schatzer, we saw him get caught up in an accident early and get spun around. He is really, really struggling to get by Pat Boyce. And, Kurt, that's somebody we expect to finish in the top 6. Not to put any other drivers down, but you kind of expect that out of Kurt. Kurt's very quick, and it would be very shocking. As you see, he's got to get aggressive. He's got to try to park it on Pat, and he's able to. Pat's not going to be happy with that, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to come back and do anything. But now it's time for Kurt Schatzer to set his sights there on the 52 of Ryan Hunsinger. Oh, and he just got his caution. That's exactly what he needed. Looks like Pat Boyce, tough break for him. A tough sequence of turns. Let's get a closer look here. Pat Boyce in that 41 machine. It's just going to float up, and Preston Cranmer's home. He didn't think anybody was home. He tried to knock on that outside wall, but Preston answered. He was there. Nothing Preston could really do about that. Tough break for him. He's going to have to hope that his machine isn't too beat up. He's seeing him swerving a little bit. Going down the straightaway, probably trying to test the steering. Because getting turned up in the wall like that, that's a pretty hard hit. These left fronts, right fronts are pretty sensitive. So get them up in the wall or have a car come across you like that. It is not fun, and he's probably not going to be happy. But somebody else is not happy. 52 of Ryan Hunsinger. His top 6 had pretty much checked out, and he's sitting on that bubble spot. That's what he needed, and now all of a sudden, Kurt Schatzer, the man with the plan, he can run the bottom like no other. He's going to really go after it. He knows he needs that top 6. Anything can happen tomorrow night in the B main. You don't want to have to get stuck in that junk. Right now, they should be getting ready to. They might be within 10 to go, so I think everybody's as shocked as I am. I wasn't really paying attention to that. We're going to go single file here. As it being 10 to go. So Michael Vitale, the control car. Maybe not going to. Ryan's not going to be as bummed, but starting single file is going to help him a lot. As Michael Vitale hammer down, he's able to pull 4 car lengths already on Scott Rayom. Out to about 4.5 tenths. Let's go back to the battle here for 6th. Kurt Schatzer right now. He is in 7th. Let's show you this. He knows Ryan. He's going on the bottom. Ryan's trying to get by. He did not want to be in that P6 spot. Now Harold Klump no. Harold Klump's going to be able to get around, clear him. Let's stay on Ryan Hunsinger right now. He is in that final transfer spot. I love giving love to the leaders, but we know that this is where the battle's at. We can't leave this action right now. As Kurt Schatzer, the odd man out in P7, that white car, the 18, he's trying to fight, trying to find a hole between these guys. Did he get an opening? No, he's not going to be able to diamond in and make it 3 wide. He's going to stay up top for now, 6 to go. Now Kurt Schatzer all over the back of the 555. Harold Klump going to loosen him up a little bit on entry. Peak to the bottom. He's going to take over the last transfer spot. Kurt Schatzer now on the bubble. Harold Klump, he's going to remember that. He felt that bump going in the corner. He's got the car there. Is he going to go up and lean on him? This is where the battle's at. 4 to go. Harold Klump, P7 fighting for P6. Back up front real quick. Nothing's changed. Michael Vitale still out front. Scott Rayom has been able to reel him in, but we know the real battle back here. This is what we've got to watch. Harold Klump, can he get to P6? Kurt Schatzer trying to hold the bottom as well as he can, just trying to protect. He knows that he didn't get by that 555 in the nice way. He needs to get away from him because if he is within striking distance, that Cobra's going to bite. 2 to go. We do have a battle for the lead. Let's look at this. Let's make sure these guys race smart here. Caution is out. Caution is out. The Bassman and Paul Thompson I'm seeing. Let's take a look at this here. Paul Thompson in the 337. You see Roger Craig right behind him. Take a look. Let's see what happens. Roger just maybe enters in a little. Thought maybe Paul was going to go to the top side, but he just shut it down, was going to run that diamond middle, and, you know, he was there. So, tough break for Paul. Not too much he can do on that. We saw the battle was heating up front, but I think we're going to get a green-white checkered, and I really do want to give love to the leaders, but, man, Preston Cramner was involved in an accident earlier. He's up to... where is that? P8. So, I mean, he's right there in striking distance. We got to keep an eye on. I don't think we're going to leave Kurt Schatzer here. Being the final transfer spot, this is the story. And, you know, nobody's pointing fingers. But definitely an aggressive move. He had to get it done. He got aggressive. But now that car is going to be right behind him here when they go green-white checkered. Get the pace truck should be pulling off this time by. Yeah, lights are off. So we are gonna get the pace truck pulled in. We're gonna leave up that battle box because we are gonna go back to 6th place. We're gonna leave that on your screen. We're gonna watch this restart. Michael Vitale's been getting good jumps.
Green flag, green flag.
Able to get another good restart over Scott Rayom. Gene Reynolds gonna think about maybe dumping down there, but not enough room. Let's go back to P6. Preston Cramner able to get into that P7 spot very quickly. Does he have enough time to go after Kurt Schatzer? We're getting the white flag this time by. We're not going to leave this final spot. We're going to see if Preston Cramner maybe throws one final haymaker in there. Is he close enough to get anything done? He is not gonna. As your winner is going to be Michael Vitale, followed by Scott Rayom, Dean Reynolds, Jeff Barker, Ryan Hunsinger, and Kurt Schatzer in your final transfer position. Followed by Preston Cramner, Harold Klump, Bob DeGood, Paul Thompson, Roger Craig, and Pat Boyce. So the final 6. We're going to have to wait and see if we can see them make their way through the B main because it is not their night tonight. But whose night it is? Michael Vitale. We talked to him earlier. He won last night, able to carry that momentum into tonight, and found himself in the show. So let's let Mike make his way up here to the interview room.
My boys were telling me, oh, you're gonna pull me in. That's good. That's good. Yes, sir. Yeah, not at all. Yeah, any time to make the show with these guys is I'm good with. As long as I get in the show, that's where I want to be.
All right. Well, we don't know how much of me was coming up over that broadcast because I forgot to unmute myself. So Michael Vitale might have been talking to a ghost, but at least you got to hear his answers there. But, Mike, congratulations on that win. I won't go over everything twice here, but, man, I really hope I get to interview you on Monday. You're a great guy, and we love having you around.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Michael Vitale there, your winner. I'm going to permanently unmute that. That way this is a little easier on me. All right, Scott, everybody's going to hear this whole interview. I had myself muted for half of our winner, Michael Vitale's, but I got it good now. Scott, able to race your way into the show, and, man, you looked quick. But, correct me if I'm wrong. No reason to force the issue, right? You got a lot of laps to get stuff done.
Oh, I was going for the win. I definitely wanted the win, but cautions didn't fall my way. Every time I'd get right there next to him with, plans on trying to get around him, the caution would come out. But that's racing, and found a little something. I would thank Dylan Kinsey for spotting, telling me, which lines were better and which exits and entries into the corners and whatnot. But yeah, good job by Michael. He ran the perfect race, and Dino for third. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, you didn't do so bad yourself, and you said it. That's a hell of a man to have in your ear. Dylan Kinsey knows how to get around here. He's really good in these cars. So if you got a coach like that, and you're nothing but success, right?
Well, we're lucky to have the type of guys that we have on our team. Like Anthony was spotting for Dean. I mean, that's another great guy to have in your ear. And that's one of the beauties of Full Throttle Motorsports is the guys that are in that team. They're out to help each other and help all of us. Try to get us all up there on the podium.
Well, congratulations here, Scott. You made your way into the show. I don't mean to cut things short, but I'm going to get things rolling along.
Yep,
and I
absolutely.
see Dean down there in the waiting room. So congratulations, my man. That's your P3 finisher, Scott Rayome. We're going to bring him up here real quick. Dean, man, raced your way in. Congratulations.
Thank you, Zach. Yeah, it's good to be in. I think we'll start 11th from if my third grade math is right. But I'm missing something. I didn't have anything for Scotty or for Michael, so I gotta do some figuring out between now and Thursday. So I mean, we're okay, but that's usually not me at a 358 in Charlotte. So we got to do a little figuring out to do.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, nothing to really hang your head on right now. Going to be a way different track on Thursday, so that's when the stars shine.
Yeah, it'd be a different game. You're gonna have tire wear, and you're gonna have the track's gonna slick off, and it's gonna be bottom, middle, top. It's gonna be all over. But yeah, so no, we're not gonna think too hard. But hey, congrats to Michael and Scotty. They did a great job. They're locked in, and this event's fun. It's fun to see guys do well. And how about Ryan Hunsinger? He didn't even make time trials. Came in, hasn't run an event all year, and got 5th in the heat. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, big run for him. Able to get there, and you're going to have to go back and look at it, but we had a hell of a battle there for P6 pretty much the whole way through. So way to start off the night, man, and congratulations on making it through, Dean.
All right, sure, Zach. Thank you, and thank you for doing the telecast. That's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Anything for Mission 22. And with that being said, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back with heat number 2.
One, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time. 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far. I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Having a little problem with the overlay here. We're going to see if we can get it to pop up and work. Not too sure what's going on with that here. May have to rejoin this if anybody's here with me, so hopefully we don't miss too much of this. But I'm having a little trouble with the SDK, it looks like, so we'll have to see if we can figure this out here. Everyone, bear with me here for a second. Just running into a little bit of an issue here with the overlay. Gonna try to reload this. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's see here. Doesn't look like it's going to want to cooperate for me here. There we go. I'm not as dumb as I look, ladies and gentlemen. I figured it out. Heck yeah. Man, I'm very proud of myself. Probably much prouder of myself than I actually should be. Let me give you a quick grid here. Sorry that took so long. You guys can see it much better than I do there, but we're going to give her a quick rundown here. We got Brian Lawson starting on the pole. It is outside Tyler Nolf is how I'm going to go that. Hopefully I get to interview you here and you can tell me how to pronounce your name. Inside of row number 2 is going to be Alex Parmalut, who's outside Matt Schaefer. The inside of row number 3 is going to be Falcon Smith. To his outside, Greg Boydell. The inside of row number 4 is going to be Craig Bristol. To his outside, Peter Bryce. Inside of row number 5 is going to be Michael Justified. To his outside, Andrew Regal. Inside of row number 6 is going to be Jonathan Tohafai. Man, there you guys are hitting me with some last names here. The inside of row number 6 is going to be Trent Verstraeten. And, or the outside of row number 6 was Trent Verstraeten. The inside of row number 7 is going to be Joe Halter. Outside, Sean Grimes. And rounding out the field is going to be Chris Sons here. Sorry, got a little hectic there. Close. We just got him in time. Able to get the overlay working, though. Very glad. It would have been tough to give you guys a good race here. I also want to give a quick shout out to heat number 2 right there. Regency Home Inspections. Thank you for what you do.
Green flag, green flag.
Now the green flag is out. Brian Lawson's going to lead him off into turn number 1 here. Now into turn number 3. Sorry, getting caught up on everything. Had a lot of pushback. If you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for too. I've seen a couple people talk in the chat. Let's get those numbers up, share it, tell your friends. We got 20 laps here, heat number 2, and we got 100 laps left to go tonight. Oh, we got contact for P3. Falcon Smith may be looking to go low. That ended up costing him. He's going to fall back to P5 there. Almost the final transfer spot. And we know that's where we want to watch here. That's the story. Right now, Michael Vecchio. Oh, yeah, that's Michael Vecchio. It says Justified on that thing. I didn't realize maybe last name, or 2 last names, middle name. But, yeah, Michael Vecchio, he's very familiar there. The 007, he's running there P6, but he's got Matt Schaefer all over him. And Matt Schaefer, a little bad luck so far. He's been down 3 spots, so he's got to get going. But your main mover, Peter Bryce. Oh, man, right as we put him on screen. Oh, he gets turned and no caution. Oh, what is the flag man doing? Oh, man, that is going to cost him. Matt Schaefer's still sitting there. I probably would have done that same thing, waiting for a caution. That, man, that's beyond frustrating. Let's go back and see if we can't take a look at this here. I'm going to look at Peter Bryce right now. We saw him kind of get some help from behind, but let's see who the culprit was. So, possibly the 34... Falcon Smith, maybe the 74 floated up a little bit. Let's go back. Let's get a better look. I'm not putting blame without getting a better look here. Let's take a look at this. We're going to go over top, and then we'll speed it up. All right, so we're watching those 2 cars right there. I'm going to slow it down right here. Let's take a look at their lines. Oh, man, maybe tough deal, but it looked like he maybe got run over. That's kind of tough if you're Pete. Definitely not going to be too happy about that. But he's got a long way to go here. Plenty of time to make it up. We've seen other people do it, and going to have his chance. Look at Brian Lawson drafting that pace truck, maybe trying to save some petroleum-based product out there. Yeah, with it being over 10 to go here, we didn't see that in the last heat. We saw a caution right with 10 to go. We didn't get to see the double file restart. We're going to see it here, so Obviously, a lot of love to Brian Lawson. You know you're my guy. But this is where the battle's at. Michael Vecchio, E6. This is what we're going to want to be watching. That highlighter machine. He's leaving a big gap, you know, leaving himself at maybe a disadvantage here. Well, let's watch Brian Lawson here. Let's see what kind of restart he can get. Great restart for him. Alex Pomerleau also a pretty decent jump for the high side. Going to be able to shut the door on Greg Boydell. Now let's go back here to the battle. You got to watch this highlighter machine. You're seeing, oh, big gap behind him. Falcon Smith and possibly Matt Schaefer made contact. That's really, I mean, without a caution, wow, I mean, Michael Vecchio, he got an early Christmas present. He's going to pretty much have that locked up. We'll have to keep an eye on seeing if Falcon Smith can run him down, but we'll go back up to the lead here. We'll show you the action. Greg Boydell coming into your picture there in that orange machine. Looking all over the back of that 397, seeing what he can do here. Right now, not much luck. Everybody seems to want that bottom line. We're going to see a lot of this tonight, I think. Especially in these 358s, guys fighting for the same line. Let's see if Falcon Smith, has he made up any ground? Not really, still 1.6 behind Michael Vecchio. And Michael Vecchio, not a real difference between 6th and 5th. I'm sure he knows that. He's probably just going to take it pretty easy. Be happy that he's got this locked up. Greg Boydell's going to try to take a look at that high side. He found some grip in 1 and 2, it looks like. Let's see if he can carry a run to the outside. Not going to be able to. Just too long a way around right now for the grip these guys are getting on the bottom. It doesn't have the horsepower. We do have a battle for the lead. The 397. Alex Pomerleau's going to look to the bottom. Looks like they almost touched. He checked up. Not there. He's going to peek it back in. Lawson's going to think about shutting the door, but man, somebody's there, bud. Now Alex Pomerleau, not a good run in the middle of 1 and 2. Going to really check that run up. Greg Boydell now all over him. We saw, I didn't want to jinx him, thought maybe he could come back in. Looks like we may have had someone with a connection issue. Oh, tough break. Craig Bristol, I think. Oh, man, but that, I'll tell you, that's not a tough break for this man, Falcon Smith. He's the new P6 guy, so all of a sudden Matt Schaefer can see the last transfer spot in front of him. He knows he's got some work to do, but he sees the goal. Back up front. Greg Boydell was able to get the pass done for second when we peeked away. Now he tries to go to work on Brian Lawson. For anybody out there listening, I think this only being heat number 2, it being 9 Eastern. We are only going to interview the heat winners from here on out. We're going to try to speed up this show a little bit. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Going to get the 2 to go this time by. You could put the top 3 under a blanket. Matt Schaefer not able to really make up any distance. It looks like Falcon Smith has that locked down. We're going to go back up front. Alex Pomerleau looking. He's taking a peek down there under the 014. But Greg's going to get a big run coming out of the corner. White flag. Brian Lawson. Can he seal the deal here? He's got cars running side by side behind him. Looks like he's going to have enough to get it done. Brian Lawson is going to be your heat race number 2 winner, but not without a heart attack. Greg Boydell peeking up P2. Alex Pomerleau P3. Peter Bryce P4, Michael Vecchio P5, and Falcon Smith was able to recover after the accident and come home in P6. Tough break for the disconnect though there, Craig Bristol. That's tough. You never want that. But. So he's got a chance here in the B main as we'll wait for Brian Lawson to get up here. Let's give him an interview. And right there, folks, you're looking at it. This was the pass there. Able to hold him down and keep it. So this was a big deal for Brian Lawson. That's a move of the race.
Hey, Zach. What's going on?
I'm asking you questions. I'm doing all sorts of stuff tonight. You've been a go-to for me, and you're out here winning races.
I'm trying like heck, buddy. I'm trying that was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, man. You guys were battling hard. You know, you looked like you had a tough battle in your hands here with Greg Boydell for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you had something for Pomerleau. I mean, it was just back and forth, back and forth. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and thanks to both of them for racing me clean. Alex and I kind of find each other side by side a lot in this league, and I think we both kind of feel that we can trust each other. And he got to my inside, and I was trying to hold him down, and I saw Greg up more towards the middle top groove, and I just thought to myself, he's coming. And that's when I went back up and decided I was just going to give Alex the bottom and, hope that there was a little bit more speed up there. And there definitely was. And then, and Greg came out of nowhere on that final lap. There must have been more speed up even further. But, another lap or two, if he got to my outside, he might have got me. But all in all, good race.
Man, he did. I slept on that. I said that. I was watching you through 3 and 4, and I was like, doesn't look like anybody's going to get. And all of a sudden, man, that thing was a cannon coming out of 3 and 4. So, two more laps, man. He might have had something for you, but it was only 20 laps tonight. So,
yeah.
right.
And I actually yoked it to the left a little bit because I was drifting out, and all of a sudden I saw he was there and just kind of yoked it a little more to the left. I figured I still had enough momentum to beat him. But I didn't want to plow into him and wreck both of us,
No, no reason to do that, especially when you're both in the show there. But congratulations, Brian, and man, hopefully I'm talking to you again Thursday night. Or I guess you still. No, you're
I was just gonna say we'll talk in a little bit after the big block race.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sounds good, my man.
All right, Zach. All right, thanks.
That's Brian Lawson, your heat race number 2 winner tonight. He knows how to get it done. He's one of the best we have. We're going to take a real quick break here, and I'll bring it back to you as soon as I can. Hopefully we don't have any SDK problems this time.
One, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended
And we're back live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. If you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for. Got a bunch of people watching tonight, almost 60, 70 people out there. So hit the share button. You know, let people know what you're doing tonight. If you're having a good time watching, still got a lot of racing left. This is going to be heat number 3, the final heat of the big block or the small block modifieds, and then we'll have 3 heats with the big block modifieds, and looking at two of the fastest guys really we have. Anthony Morano, wow, Logan Wentz is in this one. I'm not sure if he did it. I haven't seen him put in a lap. Brandon Templeton, got a lot of fast guys, and guys like Anthony Morano right now, he talked to us earlier, he really likes that wore out track, so I imagine maybe he'll make me look dumb here, but I thought he would, you know, pull out quick, get a couple laps in, or, you know, extra laps, make sure to really beat up the track. Doesn't look like he's just going to sit there in the pits and he's going to let J.J. Odell and Brandon Templeton get away. Right now, Odell, you see him, he's really trying to work in that high side, and that's something you're going to need if you got to start towards the back. Looks like practice is over here, should get ready to roll in, and we're going to hit you with the starting grid as soon as I get it. All right, starting on the pole is going to be the number 26 of J.J. Odell. It is outside the 73, one of the original outlaws of Osh Weekend Speedway, Larry Moody. The inside of row number 2 is going to be the 32 of Anthony Morano to his outside, the 18 of Logan Wentz. And like I say, I didn't see him put in a time or grid yet, so not sure if he's going to make it. But inside of row number 3 is going to be Clay Christopherson in the number 51 to his outside, in the number 27, Sean Green. The inside of row number 4 is going to be the 99 of Glenn Sharp. His outside, the 33. Another familiar face, John Morano. Inside of row number 5 and rounding out the field tonight is going to be Mike Cramner in the 70, and to his outside, the 31, B10, Brandon Templeton. Talked to us earlier. He was not able to put in a qualifying time. That's why he's in the back. Brandon Templeton is very fast, and, you know, if Logan Wentz ends up not gridding, Merry Christmas for Brandon, because that's going to move him up a row. And field's rolling. Logan is not here. Tough break for Logan, but he can race his way in the Consi tomorrow night for sure. But once again, probably think I sound like a broken record. You know, we want to give the leaders their love, but man, that battle for P6, that's what we're watching. And right now, John Morano, he's got the chokehold on it. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out on that green and white machine, because Brandon Templeton right behind him, man, he's going to be coming hard. But green flag isn't going to be coming out this time by. They're going to give us one more lap here. Gives me time to wet the whistle real quick. This will be the final time through turns 1 and 2 for the pace truck. Well, hopefully the final time. Hopefully we get one to go green flag here, but you got boys throwing elbows for the top 3. You know what's going to happen. Stuff goes down, and I imagine we may see something happen tonight, but looking on the inside row there, Clay Christopherson. Oh, he's a Full Throttle Motorsports machine.
Green.
He's a new name to me, but that FTM is not a new name. They are a good group of guys. He's in that team. He knows what he's doing. J.J. Odell, big jump out front, able to clear Larry Moody and take away that high side, but I don't think that's where you want to be in these. Is Larry Moody? Maybe he does. They're running the middle. This track, I guess actually, you guys listen to me jap my jaws here for a while. We got to remember, all these sessions opened, I believe, at the same time. So it may have a little more track wear to it if they kept the warm-up session state. But, oh, Anthony Morano, he almost got in the tires, going to get snug, come up and get into Larry Moody, but that really opened the door for his teammate there, the number 51 of Clay Christopherson, is now, he's all of a sudden finds himself in a battle for P2. Larry Moody, though, man. Original Oswegan outlaw. He knows how to drive. He knows how to get around. He's not going to give him room in there. There it goes. You know, he kind of held his own. I don't think that was really anything he did. It looked like Clay was maybe trying to float up the track there, but Flagman's going to keep it in his pocket. No caution. And now John Morano, he's back in that P6 spot. He had fell back to P8, but with Clay and Larry getting into it, now, you know, he's got a good chance. Those two, Clay might stand a chance to be able to get back up and battle John. It's going to be real close. But man, if you're Larry Moody, you got to be maybe thinking like, you know, I held my own. Did I do anything wrong? No, not really. But man, if I would have just lifted, maybe I'd find myself in a transfer spot right now. But back out front, he's gone. This man, the 26, he's in his own zip code. He's already got an order in at the bar down the street. He is 1.5 seconds ahead of our P2 spot. He's done that in 6 laps. But Brandon Templeton, don't sleep on him. Remember, he didn't qualify. Oh my gosh. Now, he technically started 10th according to iRacing, but he was moved up to P8 P8 as we saw, because Logan Wentz didn't grid. But he's up 6 spots already up to that P2, and Brandon Templeton, man, he knows how to get around here. J.J. Odell does not want to see a caution by any means. Let's go back to that battle for 6th. Anthony Morano, he was struggling a little bit. He finds himself in the back. He must have gotten into some contact, and he's behind his dad, John, in the 33, and he's got his teammate Clay behind him. So what do you do here if you're Anthony? Do you look out for your old man, or do you support your team behind you? Man, if I'm Anthony, blood's thicker than water. You got to worry about your pops up front, but at the same time, you got to be saying, come on, Dad, go. You got to get to P4, man. I need you to go. But here, you see, he's looking. He don't care. He don't care. He's looking under him. This is what we're watching right now. We'll keep an eye and see if Brandon Templeton can start running down J.J. Odell, and it looks like he has, but we're going to keep an eye on this battle for P6 here. Anthony Morano trying to take P5 from his dad. Clay, you just got to think, man, is he running out of time? He's right there. He's caught up, but, oh, he just doesn't have the time. And I'm seeing Larry Moody. He called in tonight. He pulled in the pit, so we only have 7 cars left. You know, Clay needs to go. Any mistake in accidentally bringing out a caution keeps him where he's at, and, you know, nobody wants to bring out an intentional caution. Nobody's recommending that either. But if you're a little aggressive, you know, it doesn't hurt you as bad now. You've got to keep that in mind. As Brandon Templeton last time by, quickest lap of the race, 15:84. Got to take a look at him. He's got the gap down to half a second. He's really made up a lot of time. A second in about 8 laps. So consistently a 10th quicker, and this past time by, a 16.9 to a 16 flat. So consistently, like I said, that 10th quicker. He's just doing enough. And right now, Anthony was able to get around his dad as we checked away, and now John Morano, he feels the heat from his son's teammate. Is he going to be able to keep this thing in P6? He says, don't settle down, son. I taught you everything you know. He's trying to reel Anthony back in here. He takes a different line in the entry of turn 3, but should have a little more speed than his son. As you see, he does. He picks up speed down the front straightaway and enters in a little lower, and that's where he catches Anthony. You know, maybe he was just thinking it's nothing against John, but normally Anthony is the quicker car. But right now, John is showing some speed. He is not letting those two go away anywhere, and I think by making it easy on Anthony, he didn't do himself any favors, but Clay is not catching him. And as we go back out front, we do have a battle for the lead here. As we're coming to the white flag, we're going to keep an eye on this. We'll see if Brandon Templeton can make up any ground here going through turns 1 and 2. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough. He's not going to be able to. Let's go back to this battle for P6. Is Clay Christopherson going to be close enough to John Morano? No, he is not. J.J. Odell is going to win heat number 3, followed by Brandon Templeton, Sean Green in the 27, Glenn Sharp in the 99, Anthony Morano in the 32, and your final transfer spot. John Morano. Having to go to the consolation races will be Clay Christopherson, Larry Moody, Mike Cramner, and Logan Wentz. Did not grid, so Logan definitely would have been a contender for this race. I think he's always very quick, but no grid tonight, and can only race who you're supposed to race here. Is J.J. Odell able to check out early, and not enough time for Brandon Templeton to reel him back in. Let's see if we can get a word with J.J. Odell, possibly. So we're still waiting on him. We'll give him a little bit before we roll out of here and get us ready for heat number 1 of the big blocks. But all right, JJ, I'm officially starting the countdown clock, because I am an awkward person already by myself. I do not need help here. Oh, wait, no, there's JJ. He's in his own room. I'm going to move him up. Hey, JJ Odell, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, able to check out pretty much that first half of the race. You were all by yourself, but there at the end, you started to get a mirror full. Talk to us a little about the race.
Oh, I think I watched that mirror more than I watched the front of me. That was stressful.
Yeah, sometimes I have that habit too, and sometimes that mirror gets me into a little more trouble than it does me good, I think.
Yeah, I went up to the top there because I thought it was there, and I ran the bottom on that last lap, and it felt a little bit faster, so maybe it was still there. I'm not 100% sure, but it felt a lot faster down there.
Yeah, it seemed like maybe that's where Brandon was still running, but to be truthful, I tried to give you as much love as I could, but with the final transfer spot being P6, I try to keep a good eye on that. But when you checked out, man, I think I talked to you about you on lap 7. You were a 2.5 gap, so you knew how to drive that thing, and it showed.
Oh yeah, this is really my first time running these things, but I'm enjoying it. A lot to learn.
Yeah, man, it definitely looks like you're enjoying it, and you're going to get to start. Let's do some math here. P9, I believe.
P9.
So,
wow.
You got 75 laps to pass 8 guys. You think you got enough time?
I hope so. I haven't ran a lot with the tire wear now, so that'll be interesting. I do a lot of 20 lap races, so it'll be a lot different.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to get some practice in before Thursday, JJ. But, man, congratulations. You look like you're going to be a force to reckon with out there.
Thank you.
That's your winner there, JJ Odell. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with big block modified heats. So don't go anywhere. Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people. And we're back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here with Supercar Dirt Week. We're here. You guys have seen the videos. We're here for Mission 22. We're supporting their charity this season, and what a great charity to support. You know, there are plenty of veterans out there who don't need physical help, man, but really need that mental help. Just need a friend. So, you know, got an uncle or buddy that you went to school with or you haven't talked to in a long time, you know, has served. I've got a buddy named Chris. I would message him every now and then. Graduated in 2008, so he went into Afghanistan, and we always check in on each other every now and then. I did not serve, but I know the stuff he must have went through over there, and I know sometimes, you know, all you need is a, hey, man, how you doing? Just that way they know people are thinking about them, you know, and sometimes that's all you need. And right now we're looking at the Isaac Salas in the 5 car, and anybody who knows anything about these cars is thinking about him. He's very, very quick. He knows how to get around. This is going to be quite the heat. There are a lot of big names in here, and as they start the grid, we'll go ahead and give you the starting grid here. All right, heat race number 1 here in the big block modifieds for Super Dirt Car Week. On the pole, we've got the 73 original Osh Weekend Outlaw, Larry Moody. His outside, Anthony Morano in the 32. Isaac Salas going to roll off MP3 in the number 5. His outside, Peter Bryce in the 74. Alex Pomerleau, the only Canadian in the field, is going to roll off P5. His outside, Sean Green. Inside of row number 4 is going to be John Morano to his outside, Glenn Sharp in the 99. And rounding out the field, we have Michael Vecchio in P9. Or I forgot about John Morano, P8. I don't think I mentioned him. Whoops. And Mike Cramner going to roll off P10. Sorry, John. Didn't mean to skip you. Nothing personal, you know that. But we should be in for a good show here. Man, I can think of... well, Larry Moody, he's obviously quick. He showed it in qualifying. Anthony Morano, always quick. Isaac Salas, always quick. Peter Bryce, he's somebody who doesn't run with us all the time, but when he does, he normally has a good finish. Alex Pomerleau, not very familiar with Sean Green, but looking at that I rating, he must be pretty good. So we're in for quite the treat here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, though, I'm going to go through my normal spiel. You know we're going to keep an eye on the leaders every now and then. That battle we all care about. We want to know who's going to make the show. That battle for P6 is so important. These final 3 heat races. So we're going to keep an eye on those as we progress through the night. But Larry Moody in the 73 is going to come out of turn 4, and he's going to wait for Fred to drop the green flag, and there it goes. 73 with a good jump, but not as good of a start as he would have liked probably, because Isaac Salas right behind him and Anthony Morano kind of hanging out there on the high side. Isaac Salas from 3rd to 1st, looking for it on P1. Can he get it done? We got a new leader coming out of 2, 3rd to 1st in 1 lap, and he's always the man with the plan. That guy in that 5, he knows how to get down. And he just showed it. Anthony Morano, man, he is struggling up there on the high side. He got forced on the high side. All of a sudden wasn't 3rd, now in 5th at the line. Right behind him, he's got his old man, John Morano, trying to sneak into the picture here. John Morano right now, your final transfer spot. We will keep an eye on him throughout this race. He's got Glenn Sharp in the 99 coming up behind him. And Sean Green in the 27 there in the red and black machine. So it is going to be a close one here. Right now they cannot lift up. This is your battle for 7th. They don't want to run each other too hard. They know that the real battle is up in front of them for P6. And speaking of, John Morano is not happy with P6. He is all over the back of Peter. He's going to try to shoot it in there. Can he get it done? No, he's going to close the door. John's going to get run out into the tire. Oh, tough break for John. Are we going to get a caution?
Caution, yellow flag.
And there we go. John did have to reset. Hopefully he can get that thing quick repaired and get out. But I know that caution laps happen here very fast. And normally when you have to tow, it's not a good sign. Let's ride on board here with John. Let's go full speed. Slow it down. Don't really. So he sees what we see. all of a sudden the car's there, and he just does the gentleman thing, slams the brakes, keep it straight, and maybe was he too aggressive trying to stick his car in a tight spot? Sure, but you gotta be when you're in sixth, and that's what racers do, man. They go for it. And Ayrton Senna said, "You're not a race car driver if you see a gap and you don't go for it." And that's exactly what he did. He just got that gap closed on him, and the racing gods find a way to equal some of that stuff out sometimes. So I'm sure he shows up tomorrow. Maybe he'll get a little bit of luck in his favor, and he can try to make this show race his way through the consolation. But it is not going to be an easy thing to do. So right now, Sean Green, though, big beneficiary. He's going to move up to P6. A red and black machine. You see him lagging a little bit. So we did see one person tonight drop connection. Hopefully that's not the case with Sean. You hate to see when a qualifier loses a connection. Isaac Salas, though, still out front, able to control this pace, and that's what he likes to do. I mean, Larry Moody, I think we saw he was involved in that accident there in the last race, and it's one of those coulda, woulda, shoulda deals. Now he's got to run a B main. I think probably learned his lesson here. He's just going to try to settle down, make sure he gets in the top 6. It's going to be really hard to race your way to the B main, but good jump there for Isaac Salas. Larry Moody as well, also a pretty decent jump. Going to shut the door on Alex Pomerleau. Pomerleau's going to have to check up. We'll go back to this battle here for P6 as Glenn Sharp in that blue Mission 22 machine tried to peek to the bottom, but got the door slammed shut. He had to get on the brakes, and it's going to take him a couple laps to get back to that 74 machine. Peter Bryce not going to be able to even think about a move this lap. Possibly next lap, though, gets a good run here into 3 and 4. Let's go back to the front here. Larry Moody not letting Isaac get out of his sights. Just staying there. He's going to hold the bottom. I think he realized floating up last time. Like I say, learned a lot of things. You can just tell the driving line. Much more aggressive this time. Going to be firm. Playing himself in the bottom. Say, hey kids, you ain't going to go. You ain't going to go. If you want to go around me, you're going to have to actually go around me. I'm not going to be easy. Peter Bryce, though, he's slowly falling a little off the fifth place car of Sean Green. And if you're Sean Green, that's exactly what you want. You just want to build that buffer. You do want to be aggressive. Try to get by Anthony if you can, but at the same time, you're in the show. So just got to make sure you're in there. Anthony Morano, though, he's going to keep running that high side. It looks like he's trying to make something work. It definitely isn't the quickest way around right now, as you see everybody else on the bottom, but he's got to try to find a way by Alex. Alex, he's really good at taking the driving line away. You can tell Anthony is a little quicker, but just not able to get to the door. Seeing Glenn Sharp kind of fall off of Peter Bryce a little bit as Michael Vecchio's kind of starting to run him down through P7, so we're going to go back up front. Larry Moody, I'm not sure if maybe he almost got into the touring tire back there, but I feel like he struggled in the middle of 1 and 2 as now Anthony Morano able to get a big run on the high side. New guy in P3, the 32 machine. Anthony Morano's going to look to get under Larry here. He's going to maybe feeding the right rear. They do touch a little bit. Larry gives them a little bit of room, slides back up, looks for a better run here. Off of 4, Anthony Morano going to throw it in deep, but Larry's home. Not able to clear him. He's going to think about it again. He's not going to have enough speed to throw it in deep. He throws it in anyways. Man, Larry is not going to be happy with that. Alex Pomerleau, the big beneficiary. Larry, he's driven a car in real life. I'm sure he's a little heated. He may think about giving that back here if he gets a chance, but Anthony Morano is going to look under Alex Pomerleau. This is the best battle on track right now for P2 and 3. Larry looking back under the 32 of Anthony Morano, and he's sliding it up there a little bit. Maybe letting aggression drive the car because that's a mistake for him. Sean Green almost able to get under. So we're 2 to go. Not able to, though. It's a big run here out of 2. He is at the door now of Larry, but Larry's going to slam that door shut. This is the best battle on track because white flag is out for Isaac Salas. Your top 6 do have it locked down here, barring a big accident. You're looking at them. The only one you can't see is this man because he is so far out front. He went off the camera. Isaac Salas is going to bring it home in P1. Alex Pomalu P2, Anthony Morano P3, Sean Green P4, Peter Bryson 5th. And oh man, I'm kind of caught speechless because let's go take a look at what happened with Larry Moody here. Was he involved in an accident? Because he came home P7. So Michael Vecchio got your last transfer spot. Let's see what happened here. So Larry maybe just comes down and tries to pinch him a little bit. Let's get a rewind here. Let's go back. Let's get a different camera. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, he's just going to come down over him. And then no, oh man. And that's how Glenn Sharp didn't get the transfer spot. That's what really threw me off. And oh man, tough break for Larry. It's going to be 2 accidents that knocked him out of the show tonight. But I'll tell you what, somebody who's not really going to care and has had a pretty good night tonight is this man in the 5, Isaac Salas. Let's see if we can bring him up here. Hey, Isaac. Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, able to get it done on the 4-in rig here. Even if you're not comfortable, you still show how much speed you have.
Yeah, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. I took out the dogs, came back over here, and started practicing a little bit to get used to normal Logitech pedals again, man. So it was good to have some seat time. And
oh, normal Logitech pedals. How did you just do that? That makes what you just did so much more impressive.
They're dude, I can't feel a thing with these bad boys.
Oh man, for anybody like little insider here. So Isaac and I think you run the Fanatec V3 as well, right?
Yeah, V3's inverted, baby.
Yeah, so we get to feel vibration in our pedals whenever our tires are spinning. Gives us a little bit of a cheat. You know, it knows when it'll let us know when we're going a little too hard and got to back out of it. But for him to hop back on old pedals, man, no vibration and still have that feel, man, it just shows how much you understand this car.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand it just because of, you know, like I said, a lot of seat time with these cars, and got to, you know, have some seat time while all those other races were going. So I got to kind of watch the races and then get some seat time. So definitely benefited me after qualifying. I can tell you that.
Well, hey, man, congratulations. I know you wanted to be in that pole shuffle, but P7 with 100 laps, you got plenty of time there, kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I was trying to tell myself before the heat, man. I was just like, hey, you know what, if you can get this one done, it's, you know, one position short of the worst you could finish in the qualifying. So yeah, man, I'll take it, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, hey, man, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on that podium Thursday night.
Oh, I hope so, Zach. I hope I talk to you. So.
All right. Well, congratulations, Isaac. That's your He's going to finish P1, Heat 1 tonight. Going to roll off P7 for a big block event on Thursday night. Stick around with us here. We will be right back. Going to take a quick commercial break and bring you Heat number 2 here. So stick around here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. the word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Alrighty, I was trying to extend that a little bit, seeing if we could draw anybody else in here. Maybe they were watching the broadcast, or maybe this is just a lucky heat, but we do have 7 people in here out of the possible 13. And one of the 7 hasn't put down a time yet, so if the Spider Monkey's listening, get in here, Brandon. Good eventful racing so far. We've seen people getting some accidents, maybe racing a little more aggressive than they need to when they have transfer spots, but everybody runs their own race and everybody does things differently, so gonna have to see what happens here. No, it looks like this is gonna be all we have, so I have to see if hopefully Brandon makes the grid here and we're not just running a 6, but we'll see. Okay, Brandon is going to make the grid, so we are going to have 7 cars here. Only going to send 1 home. We'll do this real quick. Gigi O'Dale in the pole in the 26th is outside. Scott Rayom in the 4th. Inside of row number 2 is going to be the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. He's outside. We got Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93. Inside of row number 3 is going to be Michael Vecchio, and the 213 is outside. In the 555 is going to be Harold Klump. And rounding out the field tonight is going to be the 07 of Get That Thing in Gear, Preston Cramner. There we go. I was worried for him for a second. Sometimes when you rev these things, they get stuck in neutral. But he got her rolling, and we're going to be ready to roll here. Right now, you know, you just don't want to be that last guy on the track. Only 7 guys, so only one of these gentlemen are going to be in the consolation race tomorrow. And if you're in this race, you know, you feel fortunate for sure, but you also don't want to be that dummy who doesn't make it. So one guy's got to be the dummy. So you're just hoping that you're not involved in an accident or spun out, and you're not that guy. But coming out of we're going into turn 3 here. We should be getting the green as we roll out of turn 4. It's time to play here in the clay in Charlotte. JJ Odell should drop the hammer, and there he goes. Good restart for Scott Rayom in the 4 on the high side. We saw him real fast earlier in the small block. Similar car, just a little more motor. So normally the experience carries over. Brandon Dittmer, though, he's not going away. He's looking for P2 on the bottom. We got the Spider Monkey. He's just slinging it in there. Going to throw it in hard. See how much he can carry in. Not going to be able to get a good enough run off the corner. Scott Rayom's going to shut the door going into turns 3 and 4. Brandon Dittmer, though, quick back in the gas. Thought about giving him a little bit of a nudge. Not backed out of it. Lived the race another day. Let's go back here to the P6 spot. Right now it's Harold Plunk in that 555, but for how much longer? Because you've got the 07, the A-Lit Outlaw, Preston Cramner right behind him. Preston Cramner really throwing it in there. He's going to try to make that high side work. Maybe try to diamond off, get a little bit more speed because Clump's running the bottom, but Clump is walking away a little bit. It seems like he's in the preferred line. Speaking of walking away, though, what did he do in the small block race? The same thing he's doing right now. I'm sure he wishes he could have qualified a little bit better because, boy, he is fast. You know, this is heat number 2, so winner of this race should start P8. Not too much ground to cover in 100 laps. Definitely plenty of time to get there. Right now, Michael Vitale and Brandon Dittmer going door to door here for P3. Vitale able to get him at the line. Vitale up 2 spots. He started this race P5. He only got to move up any spots at all, actually. Brandon Dittmer and Jason Butterfield have each lost a spot. Everybody else has stayed exactly where they started. So kind of shows the track conditions right now. It's very, very hard to pass. And maybe these guys were seated where they deserve to be from qualifying. Right now, Preston Cramner, he really needs to get on that horse. He's running out of time. He's letting Harold Plunk start to tick away. He's got it out to a 7/10 gap. He's gaining a little bit of time on corner entry, but loses a lot on exits. Harold Plunk carries a lot of speed. Back up to Michael Vitale. Let's see if he's having any luck running on the front too. His gap's kind of staying stagnant. JJ Odell has got a pretty decent sized gap over Scott Rayom and the same size gap back to P3. Shame back to P4. Those are all kind of locked up with Brandon Dittmer. Actually, he lost a spot to Jason Butterfield. Brandon Dittmer struggling a little bit right now at the halfway point. Vitale slowly reeling in that number 4, Scott Rayom, but still a 7/10 gap. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to do it. Didn't cut it down, 1/10.5 that lap. So let's see, we might have a battle on our hands for P2 before this is over. Don't look now, Preston Cramner, he's starting to turn it on. He's running down that 555. This will be the battle for the final transfer spot. Preston Cramner looking to carry as much momentum as he can coming out of turn 2. You see he floats right up against that wall. You see the shadow on the wall even. He gets that close to it. Boom! Oh, way too close to the wall there as he gets in the fence, goes around. No caution. Looks like Preston is going to pull it in, lick his wounds, and we've got our qualifiers. The 6 on the track right now, we've got our qualifiers. These guys can go as hard as they want. They're in the show. as hard as they want. Michael Vitale really wants that P2. Every spot you get is an extra 3 starting spots in the feature, because remember, we have 3 heats. So this is just more than 1 starting feature position. This is a big deal. You see Michael Vitale's really starting to turn the wick up. 3 to go this time by. Gonna look to peek under that number 4 of Scott Rayome. Can he get there? No, he's gonna let him know he's there though. Maybe too early to make that move. Because if Scott doesn't run a mirror, now he knows he's there. With 2 to go. Let's ride on board with the leader here as we come out of turn 4. We're gonna get the white flag this time by. JJ Odell looks to have it locked up. We're gonna watch this battle for second between Scott Rayome and Michael Vitale. Michael Vitale's going to look to get some speed here going down the backstretch. He's been going lower than anyone. There's a lot of tack down there. He can drive it in deep. Is he going to be able to get it done? He's not going to be able to get it done. JJ Odell's going to win heat race number 2, followed by Scott Rayome, Michael Vitale, Jason Butterfield, Brandon Dittmer, and Harold Klump. Preston Cranmer, we saw. Tough luck got in the wall. He's going to have to go to the beat. See if we can find JJ Odell. There we go. He's up in the waiting room. Let me pull him up here. JJ, man, long time no talk. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I'm feeling good. I like it.
Yeah, man, able to get it done again. You know, it's you're gonna roll off what here? P8, and this one's 100 laps. So, man, I think you can get 7 guys in 100 laps.
I think if that bottom stays in, I think I'll be happy. That's about the only place I want to be.
Yeah, I think Thursday night we're in for quite a show. I think it's going to go away there for a couple laps, but then, man, once that middle top starts to rubber up, I think we're going to discover a new line that we normally don't have. It should be quite the show, man. And you got plenty of time to get it done here.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot different than what I'm used to.
Well, congratulations, JJ, and man, hopefully I get to talk to you Thursday. If you don't mind doing some dirty work for the broadcaster, I'm going to send you down to the waiting room. I'm only going to interview you because you're the winner, if you don't mind telling those other guys. But good run, man, and hopefully I talk to you again Thursday.
Alrighty, thank you. I hope so too.
That's JJ Odell. Another strong run for him, able to get it done, walk out to that gap, and really no time for anybody to come run him down. So we're going to take another quick break here, and we'll be right back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around.
One, two, three. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Alrighty, this is it. Final heat race of the night. The final top six are going to be the final six to lock themselves into the big show on Thursday night. The rest are going to have to run the consolation race tomorrow. So we've got 20 laps left to figure all this out here. Looks like we have 9 guys, so a little better than that 7. Going to send 3 to the consi tomorrow, but some good names in here. We saw Ryan Hunsinger really drive his way up through the field after, I don't believe he was able to put in a qualifying time in the small blocks. And, really put a hell of a drive in to make the show, and now he gets to see if he can do it again here. He's definitely going to be the man I'm watching. He showed a lot of speed in that other race. Just do want to give a little quick love though, just to the, all the sponsors. We got Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Couldn't do this without these guys. All the help they do. Regency Home Inspections. We have Velocity Race Designs. Full Throttle Motorsports. G-Stone Motors. And I believe, Maurer Farm Management. And, all these guys do a lot. They constantly putting out, trying to help the charity, promote the charity events, and can't do this stuff without loyal sponsors like that. We just here at Coast to Coast, we'd like to thank you for all that you do. But let's go ahead and let's give you the starting grid here for heat race number 3. Blake Christopherson is going to start on the front row. To his outside is going to be the 51 of Brian Lawson. Kurt Schatzer is going to be on the inside of row number 2. To his outside, Matt Schaefer. Ryan Hunsinger on the inside of row number 3. To his outside, the 7 of Bobby Good. GJ Boydell is going to roll off in the P7 spot. To his outside is going to be Craig Bristol. And rounding out the field tonight is going to be Brandon Templeton. So let's see what we got here, Brandon. Tough, didn't qualify for this car. He's going to be a guy that you really got to keep your eye on. He's always fast, so going to be one trying to make the moves. But Ryan Hunsinger, another one, very, very quick we saw in the small box. So normally carries over, but we'll have to see. We'll keep a little bit more of an eye on P6 this time than we had to last time. There wasn't too much action going on, but Hopefully we'll get a big battle there for P6s. I know Greg Boydell and Bob the Good, they're both hungry, and they can get aggressive when they need to, so this should be interesting, and they know they need to be aggressive because they got that 31 machine right behind them. His truck is off and the green is out. Not the best start there for Blake Christopherson, or maybe Kurt Schatzer jumped a little early, got into the back of him, but that spread the field out. Top 4 able to break away. Matt Schaefer there in P5. He's got a rear view mirror. Craig Bristol there in that final transfer. Brandon Templeton, quick work of those two behind him. Already 9th to 7th in 1 lap. He knows where he needs to be. He needs to get to P6, and man, he is quick. We're going to keep an eye on this. And now Craig Bristol, you see it, the spot lit up in orange there. He is your final transfer spot. Quick peek up front. Blake Christopherson long gone. Battle behind him though. Oh man. They're all over it there. Kurt Schatzer trying to hold down P2, but he's got a swarm behind him. And speaking of swarm, here he comes. B-Temp thought about looking for P6 there. Right now he's able to clear him in the middle of the corner, but Craig gets a good run going down the backstretch. Brandon really going to throw that thing in there, and all of a sudden he's got P5 in his sights. Brian Lawson with some trouble. It's not what he wanted to happen. Started towards the front, down 3 spots. Brian Lawson, he's got a car above him, and Brandon Templeton almost underneath him. The 183 of Matt Schaefer really pinching him down. Brian got on the brakes, then got in the left rear quarter panel. Brian really going to lose spots. P6. Oh! Contact! And no caution? Oh, man. Sometimes I wish I could pull my own set of flags out and throw that caution there, because that pretty much did it there for Brian Lawson. Tell you what, Ryan Hunsinger, though, he's one of the guys who I said to keep an eye on very quick. He's taken over that P1 spot. He does. He has it cleared, and now the new battle there, P6, Greg Boydell. He's pretty much in his own little area code. He just needs to settle down and bring this thing home with Bob DeGoods about a second back, and Bob DeGoods pulling away every lap. Brandon Templeton, here he comes. He knows how valuable every spot in here is. Every spot, 3 spots in the feature. He's going to work on the outside of Matt Schaefer. He's going to get it done in 1 and 2. He's going to carry a lot of speed going down this backstretch. Going to look to see if he can't carry in a run. No, Matt Schaefer, he's not going to go away. He's going to stay there, but defense clear now. He can run whatever line he wants. Going to try to suck up to the back of that 218 of Kurt Schatzer. Got a battle for the lead, though. Clay Christopherson looking back under Ryan Hunsinger. Can Ryan get a good run? Too close to call at the line. I'd give it to Hunsinger. Battle is on for the lead. Is Clay Christopherson really hanging it in there, but Ryan Hunsinger with a big run off the top, able to beat him to the start-finish line once again, but I don't know how long he can hold that up, as I think Clay's in the preferred line, especially in 1 and 2. Brandon Templeton, though, able to get by Kurt Schatzer, and now that gives him time to go to work on these two. They're running side by side, and look at Brandon Templeton coming. 2/10 of that lap. He's got 6 laps to go. Plenty of time here. Let's take a look. Bob DeGood still about a 1.5 seconds back. So no excitement there for the P6 spot. This is where it's going down. Got 3 guys under a blanket here for P1. Clay Christopherson switching up lines with Hunsinger. Hunsinger going to the bottom now. Going to see if he can do anything with Clay. It looks like Clay beat him to the line this time. But Brandon Templeton's looking to make it 3 wide here in heat number 3. Brandon Templeton throwing it where no man has thrown it tonight. We didn't know there was a lane up there. But look at the speed he's carrying. Little contact there to Clay Christopherson, who maybe threw a block, didn't realize Brandon had all that speed, and wow, Brandon is shot out of a cannon up top there. He has P2 at the line here with 2 to go. Is he going to have enough to get to Ryan Hunsinger? He's going to pull even going down the backstretch. My software says he's ahead. Let's see who has the best run coming out of 4. It's going to be Brandon Templeton at the line with the white flag out. Can Brandon get a good run? This is where he's been money in 1 and 2. He gets a good enough run, I think, here. Is Ryan Hunsinger going to send it in? No, he's going to do the smart thing, lock down P2. Brandon Templeton starting last place, finishing P1 tonight in heat number 3. Followed by Ryan Hunsinger, Clay Christopherson, Kurt Schatzer, Matt Schaefer, Greg Boydell in your final transfer spot, and Bob DeGood, Brian Lawson, and Craig Driscoll. Well, sorry, boys. You got to come back tomorrow night. But Brandon Templeton, let's go back. This is the winning move here, basically. Gets by these 2 guys almost at once. You know, this was the lap before. This was when they were 3 wide. But look at this. This goes in there, makes a line happen that we didn't know existed, and he gets it done. I mean, Brandon Templeton, he's no stranger to victory lane, and we'll see if we can't get him up in the booth to get a word with him. Hey, Brandon, Shaggy up here in the booth, man. What a drive.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I remembered right when I came across the white flag lap, you said you wanted to talk to me later, and they said you could only talk if you were the winner. So I thought, better send it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. If that thing would have been 19 laps, I think you just beat him to that white flag. But, man, he made you work for it. And, you know, be honest here. Did you find that top line, or did you watch any other previous heat races to know that that was going to come in the last couple laps?
No, I just kind of found it. I mean, I did see that they were kind of too wide up, I think maybe for the lead or second when I was back there a ways, and I thought, you know, those marbles are really building, and so it was the only option I had there when I was in third, I think, and I was kind of hunting for an opening, and I just threw it up there, and it just started setting faster times, and so when that happens, you know you found something.
Yeah, and you know, you did everything right tonight. I saw you picked off 2 guys there in lap 1, no time to mess around. And then you got a little patient there with 6, but man, once you got that opening, it was time to go on the high side, and you made it work. So congratulations, Brandon, and you got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank the Dirt Track Bank and Malvern Bank, first of all, Jay Burdick, you know, with what he's doing in real life in my area and all around the nation, really, in dirt track racing and supporting, you know, what we're doing in sim racing and supporting Mission 22 through the Got Your Six Racing Network and stuff with Joe Halter. It's all coming together, and it's kind of a cool deal. So I think they kicked in a little bit extra for this, for the team, and just to support Mission 22. So I know they're proud of, you know, supporting it and what's going into this. So thanks to them, and for backing it and for backing our team. And it just means a lot. Thanks to Got Your Six Racing Network. Mission 22 is the big winner tonight. You know, hopefully people are getting on and donating. If you still got time to jump in and race, you know, those consies, there's going to be spots available if you get in them tomorrow night. So jump in there, give it a shot. If you're watching and you want to see, you know, what it's like to race on a good broadcast, Zach does an awesome job. So check that out. Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care. You for doing the stream, everybody doing coast to coast for doing the, everyone working behind the scenes. I know Jack Hitt was working hard putting the sessions together and setting them up. So thanks to him, and pretty much just thanks to everyone watching at home.
Yeah, you know, I feel like a jerk not shouting him out. That's a good shout out to Jack. I've had many questions that I've had to run through him tonight. So, yeah, big hats off to Jack Hitt. None of this runs smooth without him tonight. And congratulations, Brandon. Looks like, you're going to roll off here P9, 100 laps,
yeah,
man, to get it
dig
done. That's
into
plenty
it,
of time.
I think so. The track's going to go through some changes, and you're going to have to save a little bit. So it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, hell yeah, Brandon. Well, man, I'm rooting for you, and I hope I get to interview you Thursday.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's Brandon Templeton. He's going to be the winner of your final heat race here tonight. glad you stuck around with us this long here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We've got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow night. We've got, let me bring this up here. At 7 o'clock, we're going to roll off the last chance showdowns for the 358 modifieds. And then we're going to do the 10-lap pole shuffle for the 350 modifieds right after. That'll be the top 6 qualifiers from tonight. And right after that, we'll roll into the big block modifieds, their last chance showdowns. There should be 2 for each, depending on how many people show up. We'll have to see how this thing gets gridded, but we'll know for sure tomorrow night, and then we'll end the night with, I think, the 10-lap pole shuffle for the big block modified. So make sure you tune in back with us tomorrow night and get to see the middle part of the show, and then come back Thursday night with me and my friend Marty Sakala. We'll be bringing it to you on the Slide Drop Racing Network and the Coast to Coast Racing Network. So once again, thank you for sticking around. We're supporting Mission 22 this week. If you're interested, hit up c2crl.com. We've got the link on there. You can always donate, even if you're not racing. It's a great cause, and we'll take anything we can get. So I'm going to sign off here tonight. Been a long night here, but I'm Zach Chapman here, part of Shaggy TV and the Slide Job Racing Network. And I want to thank you for sticking around with me here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And I will be back with you again live Thursday. So make sure you're there with me. Have a good evening.